Morning. Early one for me. Early to bed. Early to fucking rise. Really early to rise. I must have shit the bed this morning. No, that's what happens if you fucking go to sleep about 9 o'clock, I suppose. You end up waking up at fucking 2. Anyway, may as well wake and break while I'm up. I'll probably be back asleep by about fucking 6 o'clock, I expect. My body clock is all shot to bits at the minute. Morning, Future Gold. Going on? I know you can hear the classical music in the background, but that's it's all copyright free, so no copyright claims for me. I'm not like classical this time in the morning. Morning, Maurice. Oh, nice been that cold. Yeah, Maurice, I was flat out about 9, I think. My missus hasn't been well, so I was back and forth to her. I was online last night, but I was back and forth to her, and in the end, I just went and crashed out about 9 o'clock, which meant I woke up at 2. It is show Ben Henry, well done. You'd know that anyway. Yeah, I've just chopped some of that and put them in the freezer. The music's copyright free. I keep getting claims, and to be honest, I didn't think I'd have anyone in straight away, to be fair, so I thought I'd be sitting here smoking, talking to myself. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, I thought I'd be sitting there smoking, talking to myself, so. But I love fucking Chopin. Nothing more relaxing than fucking piano music, just piano. Yeah, morning, Zach. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, my sleep's very broken, but because I went to bed or sleep at 9, well, that one can go. that's gone. Phone turning off is just copyright free. Let's see if I can get my mouse to work properly. Let's have a look what this one is.
The story of the United States.
Yeah, nice one, Tim. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. I'll probably get my head back down before fucking night breaks, I expect. Yeah, I've been avoiding all the argument stuff there. I did watch a bit of Blackburn's World yesterday. But after that, I sort of milled around for a little bit. And then that was it. Then I fucking crashed out. So I do try and avoid the drama if possible. As much of it as, the late night stuff. I haven't even got through the first one yet, Slim. Just making sure my grinder's fucking loaded, that's all. Yeah, it's copyright free lo-fi. It is lo-fi sort of hip hop and beats. I keep getting copyright claims, but I left a video up with a copyright claim on it because I'm only playing third party, so. Yeah, everything's getting far too personal now. Yeah, I'm fucking, I'm gonna fight you, I'm gonna fight you, and ridiculous to be fair. Yeah, just make sure the grinder is filled. This one will probably last me a while, but until I have to go and make another cutler. Yeah, I like shuffling and Archie, but I can't be doing all that shouting business on there either, really, to be fair. I do watch shuffling Archie. Yeah, I think Shuffling needed to do what he did the other day and disassociate himself as the host from beefs that were going on. It's the best thing he could have done. Best thing he could have done. Because obviously, as a channel host, people are going to automatically involve you in stuff that happens between other people on your channel. That's why you've always got to put your banner up, even though I forgot. Yeah, it was all fun and game on Blackburns yesterday with the mobs again, and I had the same trouble, but it's the way it is, it's YouTube, innit? Now you can't see everybody to trust them properly. No, I sat here with the patio doors open up near it raining outside. It's fucking calming. Don't know, he was playing up in Zara's chat yesterday evening. Sorry, he's in messing around in Zara's after that. Oh, we're going from elevator to doctor's waiting room now. Yeah, just did it for a laugh, Leslie. That's what it should be and supposed to be all about. But people can't help but get too involved. This the way it is. It's YouTube, and it's going to be individuals and personalities that get drawn way in because that's just the way they are. Everything they do, they go into it 100%. Sometimes in a good way, sometimes not in such a good way, you know. Morning, Akash. Oh, no way, Graham, Mark. Do like me at that. Sorry about that. I had got to look for some different copyright-free music. That was getting on my tits a little bit. I'm gonna try.
Music for your videos.
There we go. Bit of copyright-free side trance. Is it too early, Slim? He's been living all his life in a gangster's paradise, hasn't he? Morning, JL. Yeah, I'm good. Just went to sleep early. I'm in that one. I'm not much of a fucking night owl, you know. Big up, Tim. Just turn that down a little bit. Yeah, a bit of a weird one for me doing a live this time of the morning. I do often wake up this time and have a look who's on and whatnot, but Jay, I've not long got up. I woke up about 2:15. I went to sleep early, so my missus wanted a cup of tea, so I had to get up and make a cup of tea. So I may as well, I thought to myself, I may as well stay up, do a live before the morning nut. Yeah, pop on like that. That's no worries. Morning, Michi. How's it going? Oh, no, Slim. Now, if someone comes up, I'll shut the music off, but I'll just third hand in some non-copyright tunes and see what happens. See if I get a copyright claim again for not giving credit or something. Okay, you alright, Cash?
Yo, it's me. I'll just put
you're
my camera on backstage to show you.
Yeah.
I was a little bit slow. Are you good?
Yeah, man. I'm good. Yeah.
Cool.
I just woke up and I thought, fuck it, I'll just chuck a live on. I don't usually do them this time of the morning, like.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, fuck it. There's hardly anything on my feed, so I thought, yeah, why not?
Why the hell
I'd
not?
only get up. Yeah, I'd only get up and have a do for anyway, so I might as well chuck the computer on
and do it with people.
Yeah. That's it. It's it's all the same crowd I see around all the time though, even in the middle of the night. Same people in the evening and during the day. It's a bit mad, to be honest.
People sleep.
Yeah, I'm not the best of sleepers, and getting up going to sleep about 9 and then fucking. I was always going to wake up 2 or 3 in the morning. You know, I did it yesterday as well. So
yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat. And sleep well, Tim. Shh, Tim's sleeping.
Yep. Dreaming of recipes for his sandwich toaster.
Yeah. That sandwich toasted's made some amazing meals.
Yeah.
It'll be worth a fortune in the future.
Yeah.
But it should give people like inspiration. Like the guy's doing it all from a garage. So when you've gotten out, all you need is a sandwich maker.
Yep. Yes.
I would like to see Tim outdoors in the woods cooking on like a brick.
Yeah, that'd be good. Might get a bit of that from Spain when he gets over there.
Cool.
You never know. You might be lucky.
Yeah, I would like to go over there myself. Looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it does. It's a fucking an heavy walk from town up there, but if you're fucking going over for a visit, then there's nothing stopping you fucking hiring a little scooter or something, is there? They're only a couple of quid a day.
Yeah.
And I'd fucking take it up the mountain. Fuck it.
Why aye. Can't hurt out. Yeah, I was just looking through. I've been thinking for a few days. It doesn't seem to show me people who are live until after they've been live. It says like, oh, this such and such is live. I want to click on it. It's already ended.
Yeah, I'm getting notifications. I'm either not getting them or I'm getting them late. So I'll get a notification, click into it, and whoever is live has been live for fucking 3/4 of an hour or something. There's only certain people I seem to get, the notification when they go immediately as they go live.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's YouTube doing it or what. I don't know.
I think I'm just getting left out. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, same here.
But I was in Mrs. J's earlier, and they were having some like good topics going, and they mentioned a freedom of speech platform. I don't know if someone's made it or it's just out there to. It's called what's it called? PSYOP. I think it's PSYOP TV. I don't know if it's like their website.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. You know, it's a bit like YouTube. You can go live and put videos up, but there's no censorship.
Oh, I'll have to have a look at that. I've only just downloaded Discord and I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. Not a clue, so I think I might just delete it. But I'll definitely have a look at that PSYOP thing.
Are you on phone or PC with the Discord?
Oh, on the phone.
Yeah. Find it easier on the phone than being on like a laptop.
Yeah, I just haven't had a really good look at it yet.
But yeah, once you get used to it, you know, it's just the same. And it all depends whose Discord you're in. Some people have like a lot of rooms, side rooms and stuff. Some people don't. I know I had Discord years ago just for gaming, but before it was all like numbers. You know, to get into somebody's server, you need like a certain code number. And yeah, I deleted it after a while.
Yeah, I think I'll probably do that because I just can't seem to get on with it. I'll give it a little while, but sort of, I've given up on all social media really, apart from YouTube. Don't really use Facebook. Only check it occasionally. But the only feature on Facebook I use is Marketplace.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, I don't have Facebook, but I've seen on there. Is that just people selling stuff?
Yeah, just the selling pages, yeah.
Is it like eBay where Facebook take a cut?
No. They just like you to give feedback, you know. They must get something. Some people do sponsor their items on there, which means obviously they pay for it to be promoted.
Yeah.
I suppose that's how they make their money, from all the free advertising, and they like you to leave feedback if you've sold it on Facebook. Obviously, then that gets in some sort of algorithm somewhere.
Yeah. The metaverse.
Yeah. That's it. We'll all be part of it soon, like the fucking Matrix. We'll all have our fucking consciousness loaded up into little chips.
Yeah, well, that's what they want. But they want us to be like this. But I don't think they are going to be in the same position of they're going. I don't think the rich will be getting microchipped.
Nah, guinea pigs we are, aren't we? Cannon fodder.
Yeah. I know I've heard a lot of talk from like biblical times where it says like the peasants like ourselves will get on. You get it on the mark of the beast up on your right hand, and the rich will get theirs on the forehead. But yeah, they'll have to shoot me before I get it.
Yeah.
But you're not already in this? There's a lot of talk of that anyway. Nanobots.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched quite a lot about nanotechnology, and it's crazy how they can make microchips so small. You know, sort of
I've noticed
self-aware as well. It's bonkers.
Yeah. I've seen videos of people who claim they found it in like the clothing, you know, in like the name tags.
Yeah.
Like they find like little microchips, and then they question, well, why is it in there for? Whether it's real or people are just making it up.
Yeah. I haven't seen
even light bulbs, these LED light bulbs, you know, they're all connected to the Wi-Fi. Apparently they've all got tiny cameras in.
That's believable.
Yeah.
Any sort of...
I just watched a video about it on BitChute the other day. Found it quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because the tech companies were saying, like, no one can get away with murder or crime anymore because we're watching everything, you know. We'll be able to check on cameras from...
We got a visit backstage. Oh dear. I'd say he wasn't allowed on my channel, but here we go. Hello?
Yo!
Hello. You got your
How's it
YouTube open?
What's that?
There was an echo a minute ago.
How's it going, man?
What's our Henry Crinkle like?
Aye. Aye.
Have you calmed
Oh.
down now that you couldn't get into Mrs. J's earlier because you're not trusted with certain people? I mean, I'll let you run mine, Ministry will let you run his.
Yeah, I
It's not
said I
so
wasn't going to let Emil Zara on, but I'll let everyone for
It's
5
alright,
years and then
Ministry. I ain't gonna do nothing to you, bro. Come on, man. Like Mrs. J, she's there's a conspiracy. She thinks I took her channel down. Come off it. She's not that important. Fucking hell. She thinks she's some like activist that MI5 are looking at or something. You know
No,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
think she does. She's just a
Well,
free
she
bird, man.
does. Well, you know, why does she think it's me? Like, I mean, I don't even know her or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Spoke
remember at
to
the
her on
time.
channel once or twice. You know what I mean? Fuck it. She's got so many enemies that I've heard that could have done that. You know what I mean? Why blame me? It's
I
just
don't think the
lazy.
enemies, they're just not truth seekers like she is.
Truth seekers, come off it. She ain't a truth seeker.
Well, she was talking about some truths, whether you believe it or not. What about NASA? What about this £25 billion space program to blow an asteroid 1 millimeter off course? That wasn't even heading towards Earth.
Yeah. Do you know why? It may be. Well, do you know why it may be a good idea to be able to do that?
Yeah, go on, enlighten us like you wanted to on there, but you couldn't.
Can't you guess?
Yeah, we discussed it
quite. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's actually your interests are at the heart of this. All of our interests. Should we find an asteroid on a collision course?
Let's be honest. They didn't really do that.
Well, look, should we find an asteroid on a collision course with Earth? Yeah, it would be what they're doing there is to test whether or not you can push this thing off of its orbit enough.
Yeah, like they did in Armageddon, 1997, wasn't it?
Well, look, to push it off its orbit.
They'd use a missile, not an old satellite.
Leaving on a jet plane.
Because should we find an asteroid headed towards Earth, we could do the same thing to that and push it just enough off its orbit so that it doesn't collide with Earth and saves us all. So that's the reason why they've done it. And it's a marvel of engineering.
Yeah, Marvel, like a comic.
A marvel of human engineering and ingenuity and all the maths calculations that have to go into doing that. It's like threading a needle through a needle thing from a mile away. You know what I mean? Come on, man. If you don't think that is amazing and you're just trying to debunk it like it's all just CGI made up. Come on, man. You got really low.
Well, it was. I mean, when they showed you a picture of the asteroid that was taken 4 hours, the camera came on 4 hours before it hit.
Yeah.
There was a shadow in the darkness, like right in the darkness. It was like a perfectly straight line, square edge, 90-degree angle. You know.
Well,
I'm surprised it didn't cut to a green screen like they normally do.
Yeah, I've got massive issues with all the space.
Hang on a minute. What are you saying there, Ash? Tell me. I don't know what you were trying to. What the point is of what you just said just there?
Just all the fakery. We can just see it. We can laugh at it, and we find it hilarious.
Well, why shouldn't we be able to see it?
See what? This asteroid?
Yeah.
How did the technology, like, how did it get back so fast?
What do you mean back so fast?
Well, how did they get all the pictures back so fast?
Well,
satellites.
when you're traveling at the speed of light,
Exactly, yes.
which the information is, it doesn't take very long to get back to Earth.
Yeah.
However many millions.
Like when they
of
found the
miles-
moon in 1969 with no
No,
delay.
come on. No, you're jumping from one thing to the other. And what was so odd about being able to see it, like with the camera? Tell me
I
that.
just don't understand why it wasn't publicised so much if it was that great of an achievement like the moon landing was.
Well, hang on. We've landed already on a comet, or is it an asteroid? And somebody who taught me, one of my professors, was the lead scientist on it. I know, like all that rubbish earlier about what evidence you got. I have actually done experiments on a moon rock sample. Yeah. Like, and done chemistry on it to determine its chemistry. And it's just
and
like,
how do you know that rock came from the moon?
well, there's techniques you can use in chemistry.
Do you want to buy my moon rock? I'll sell you for 25
You
grand.
can look it up. Fractionation lines.
How did they get it all back? What did they use? Some kind of dumper truck, or did they take a skip? Because you got quite a lot, and they've dished it out all around the world. And if you talk, let's talk about weight, because you don't take all the food that they could.
Do you know how
eat.
small the sample needs?
Well, how much did they fetch back? Because I know about 100 people who've got a piece.
From Apollo 11, it was probably like a flask of tea size. Do you know how small? You only need like, less than a milligram to do analytical chemistry on it. You can have tiny slivers
so it
of
wasn't
it.
a rock.
Of course it is.
Yep.
It's rock and dust.
1 millimeter. That's the grain of sand.
You don't need. You can do experiments using the tiniest fragments of it. You don't need much at all. Like,
so when you did your
let's give him a big rock. No, it ain't like that, Ash.
And when you did your experiments with this moon rock, did you just do them for your own benefit, or did you actually like do this with a group of scientists so they could have your knowledge and your understanding of your research?
Basically, what we did has already been done, but it was an exercise in determining the composition of the rock, the minerals in it, and certain isotopes in the rock, which, like a fingerprint, is just a dead giveaway that it come from the moon. First of all, we've got moon rock samples we suspect came here as meteorites, yeah. And then when we got the fingerprint, the chemical fingerprint, that fractionation lines, yeah. It's hard. It's quite technical, but it's like a fingerprint. And then when they brought them back from the moon, guess what? We predicted the fractionation line would be identical, and it was. And when you get any other rocks, Earth rocks, rocks we suspect come from Mars, rocks that come from,
all the same.
From outer space that aren't from a planet, they've all got different fractionation lines. It's all to do with how, on wherever that rock formed, how it sorts the isotopes within in the minerals, and how the minerals are sorted and their relative abundances. And there's no way you can fake this shit. It's just like a fingerprint. It's like somebody's DNA. If you get that and look at it, it's a dead giveaway. Like, and this guy's just dismissing it all like he's debunked it. He's talking shit, really. There's so much wonder in this stuff, and you get idiots like that. Huh?
I'll be honest. I don't think we've ever been to the moon. We can't get through the Van Allen radiation belt,
which was discovered after we went there the first time.
This is another myth. Look, Van Allen, the actual guy who discovered it and described it and all that, he works for places like NASA. You're going on like they weren't aware of this thing. It was discovered by a scientist. NASA were well aware of this, yeah. And if you go through the thinnest part of it, which all the moon missions, you're not exposed to very much radiation. You may get a year's dose of radiation, what you would normally get on Earth, in, you know, a couple of days.
How did all the
But that's
photos get
nothing.
back?
It's not going to kill you.
We
It's just
know of
going to
when.
give you a higher dose. Even if you went through the thickest part of the Van Allen belt, you
Well, what
wouldn't
about
kill
Polaroid? What about Polaroid and Chernobyl?
Hang on, you're just jumping from one
No,
thing.
I'm going to ask you a question. How come
You know, we
photos?
were well
How
aware
come
of it.
photographs
We're so
don't make it
aware of
negatives?
this.
Don't make it through radiation, but all their photographs from the moon made it back through radiation.
Well, actually, if you research this, then you'll see.
Polaroid claim they didn't make anything different
Well, look,
for
hang on.
going into space.
You can keep film in containers that are shield it from radiation.
Like lead proof, which is heavy, which they weren't because they were in aluminium cases, which is proven.
Well, look, and you can put them in places where they're not going to be exposed as much, inside spaceships and all the rest of it. Come on, Ash. You're just looking for reasons so you can carry on believing this rubbish. I mean, there's so much wonder out there that scientists discover of the universe, and you're willing
what is
to
a wonder?
sit here, and you would just sit there and say the Earth's flat and all this rubbish and dismiss it all. I mean,
I dismiss the globe for sure. I mean, look at my picture. There's just a perfectly straight line on there.
Why do you want to believe that it's not true?
Why do you want me to believe in the same thing as you? So we're all on the same page.
All the evidence is out there. There's no evidence.
Like what? Like the moon landing? Why is all pictures of Earth all
I'll tell
different?
you what, it's just a few things. Fractionation lines of moon rocks, the testimony of the astronauts. Now we have a new satellite orbiting the moon. You can see the tracks of the rovers, the footprints of the astronauts going up and down, left tracks. You can
see real photographs.
You can see all the old bits of spaceship left. The rovers are still there. You can see that in photographs. Also, the laser rangefinder. The rocket went up. Where did it go?
The flag.
There were people. Look, nobody see anything come down until they did come down. Come on, Ash, it's just pathetic. No, it really is just.
Well, I'll tell you what is right. Okay, I'll show you something that's pathetic. This is.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
You know who I am. You ride around like that. You ride around like that.
Yeah,
you ride around dressed like that, and you call me pathetic.
Ash,
you got a NASA coat on, mate.
Let me ask you. Yeah,
and the fake one.
It's a nice coat. It's a reflective coat. It's a retro reflective coat. And on the scooter, what it does is reflect car headlights straight back at the driver, so I can be seen.
It's got NASA symbols on it.
Yeah, I know, patches. It's quite fashionable, actually. Well, look, this is what I wanted to ask that idiot earlier, right? What would it take? Right, what kind of evidence would it take for you to believe that we landed on the moon? To me, I don't think there's anything you would believe.
What are you going to show? What are you going to show me?
Well, everything you would expect exists already. What the astronauts said, all what they brought back, the technology at the time was capable. It just all fits.
Stanley Kubrick.
No, Ash. No. I mean, this is ridiculous, what you're saying. It's stupid.
Can we just get one thing straight here? You lost a 2-year argument over COVID, which you were wrong about, and you still lost.
I lost it?
Well, you have.
How have I?
Because you have.
No, I ain't.
What's happened to COVID? You said we're all going to die and everybody's okay, and the government want to forget about it now because they know they were all lying.
No, well, you lot were saying...
All the truth is we're all right.
You've been proved wrong because you lot were predicting we're going to be locked in our houses permanently. And no one's going to have a job.
Die.
You'll have nothing and you'll be happy. Yeah, now what?
That's still to come. Well, that's still to come.
Go back to work. Yeah, come on, Ash. And you're saying I ain't lost no argument because mine's based on evidence. And the evidence is still there for all the arguments I've ever come up with. I don't get mixed up in politics that much. It's all to do with what there is evidence for in the science. The best you can do is keep pushing it back the bar. So any evidence I do show, then you say, Well, the source of that evidence is the Freemasons and the Nazis. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Come on. I myself have done experiments on moon rock samples.
Do you believe that the
I'm telling you.
Let's change it up a bit. Let's change it up a bit. Do you believe that during World War II, the Germans were working on anti-gravity nuclear reactors?
I don't know, but they were working on technologies, to try and further their war efforts. Who knows what they tried? Because they did have a few wacky ideas, but I don't know. I don't think so. Nuclear power, yes, and nuclear weapons, yes, but anti-gravity, I don't know. Don't know. There's all sorts of
angle on it, being a sciencey person. I thought you might have had an angle on it.
Well, they may have tried to figure something out and then called it anti-gravity. Who knows? I don't know. They must have tried all sorts of things, same as the Americans. Military, research is very secretive, and you don't really know what they were doing. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah.
But we do know what was developed. Our ability to split the atom and release the energy and end the war in that way. That's all science.
That question brings me back to NASA. How can a company or organization the size of that lose technology?
What do you mean lose technology?
They lost all the data from
Donald
the moon and
whatever his name was.
Engine data. The most important
lost
stuff.
any data.
Well, NASA claimed themselves, and his exact words is, "I'd love to go back to the moon. I'd go back to the moon in a nanosecond. The thing is, we lost the technology, and it's a painstaking process to build it back again." Word for word, that's what he says.
They haven't lost anything. Like, it just somebody put it in.
Well, how come? I think it was in the late 90s or the early 2000s. A guy in a warehouse or in a tat shop found a load of NASA's.
Jesus Christ! Look, it's the technology of Apollo 11 and all of that. It was retired. Like
retarded.
Retired. In the sense he's saying it's lost. It's like it's been retired. They don't use that technology.
He was
anymore.
speaking of the terms of when your husband tapes over your wedding photo for a FA Cup final.
Look, why would you want to go back to 1960s technology now? It's old now. Like it's lost in that sense. It's not like.
But he was claiming that he was claiming that NASA find it hard to build another rocket to go back.
That proves they never went to the moon.
Of course it does. Thanks.
Ash, come off it. I can't believe you actually. You really do believe this shit, don't you, Ash? It's not.
Yeah, I do. I find it fascinating for people like you.
It's just a joke, though. Like I find it's just weird how you did. You do science in school?
Yeah, I loved it. You know what my favourite quote from Mark Twain ever was? It's easy to fool a man.
Right.
Have you heard that one?
Well, hang on. Which bits of
science... It's easier to fool a man than it is to convince a man that he's being fooled.
Look, when there's evidence, which bits of science do you believe? Do you believe, like...
Well, I like biology. That was my favourite. I like the plants and photosynthesis and stuff like that.
Right, so... Are human bodies, are organisms made of cells?
Yeah, we've gone through this before.
Well, come on, let's just talk. Come on,
don't millions and billions.
They are. Well, how do you know? Who told you?
Exactly. So maybe they're not.
Can't see the cells. Hang on a minute. So you're telling me you think everything's made of cells? How do you know that? Or is it the teacher just? He's part of the biology, conspiracy. Maybe he's just lying to you. How do you know?
Yeah, maybe he was. I mean, he did fight
Wow.
Chuck Norris.
Well, how are you going to defend your position? What are you going to say when I say it's all a conspiracy about the cells?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Now what?
any scientists that go against the norm and have their own free thinking ideas
I'm a
seem to be
scientist going
fucking
against the
pushed
cells,
out of the
right?
fucking system.
Okay.
They
Right.
so we're only getting one point of view.
Right. There's no cells. So what are you going to say to that, Ash? What's the
Yeah,
next
well,
step?
we're made up of goo.
Well, no. What's the next step? Like, because you believe there's cells. If I tell you I don't believe that, then what? Is it
Then
my
we all
word?
know you're stupid.
Then how are you
We're
going
all
to... Then
pixels.
what do you say to defend your position? Or you just agree with me?
Well, I will, because
We're all
that'll be the
pixels
first
in
time
the
ever in
computer.
my life that you've we're on the same wavelength or something like that in trainers.
Come on. Now you're avoiding answer. You're doing what Buzz
Oh,
did
no.
the other day. You're avoiding answering a
But
question.
hey, listen, don't start palm bombing, okay?
No,
We're
don't
being
bomb.
played like a game of Sims, we are.
See, that's all fake news anyway. You know what I mean? But
I
come on,
wasn't
Ash.
watching, so I
Come on,
can't.
Ash. You believe everything's made of cells?
No,
And
I don't.
say-
I was just saying that. What I do believe is, I believe us humans. I don't believe we're an accident. I don't believe we come from a big
Oh,
bang.
come on, we're talking about cells. You
Yeah,
always
so I'm going to get to that.
Come
I
on.
believe
what
that. I
about
believe that
cells?
the human body itself, it's the greatest, we'll say, invention in the
Hang on, we're
universe.
talking about, yeah, but it's
Yeah,
made of
so I'm going to
cells,
get to
right?
that. So the way things,
Come on, you're
so they
skirting
must be,
around
because
it.
if I cut myself, yeah,
Diversions.
if I'm bleeding, I don't bleed forever. It'll heal up.
Well, look.
Yeah,
What
so
about cells? Come on, stop.
yes,
Just
so I'm going to get
talk
to
about
that. So
cells.
it's obviously,
So I don't
yeah,
believe
small
that.
cells.
So then what are you going to say?
Well,
Come on.
when you cut
All
yourself,
this
so
riff-raff, all
that
this
takes away like
stuff.
all your dead cells, and then
Let's just
new
get-
cells are growing in its place
How do
and
you know
reform.
it's cells, though? What do you mean cells? What's that mean? Like, are you sure that ain't just a conspiracy and made
Yeah,
up?
it could be. It could be just like the globe.
By a body like NASA, but who deal with biology. Ain't that like Francis Crick and James Watson's? Ain't they just like? And you believe that shit, Ash?
Well,
Come on, how are
you
you
know what I
going to
mean?
defend yourself?
Well, let me tell you, I was at school when I believed that shit.
Yeah, and so is it true?
Well, not really, because we know what school is. It's just an indoctrination program, isn't
so
it?
we're not made of cells then. Hang on, I'm
Nah,
getting
we're
confused.
not. There must be something out there that we don't know about.
So we are or we aren't? You said we
No,
are.
we're not.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
now I've changed my
See
mind
how
because you've talked us
wishy-washy
around and changing my mind.
You see how wishy-washy you are. You're just flippy. You're just all a bit floppy. Like you
Yeah.
either believe it or you don't. First of all, you did, yeah. But
More
then
than
I said, hang on, it's not true. It's just my word versus yours. What's next when two people have that sort of,
Well, probably you normally start shadow boxing and offering people out, but when people go there, you hide.
Henry, it's a good point. If you gay lady.
Ollie, his name's Ollie.
You're doing what Buzz did. You see, now you're diverting. Let's get to the question, the real question. What do you do when about the objective world, you claim one thing, but I claim it's not true? What do you do next? What does a normal person do next?
We agree to disagree.
No. Yeah, no, but if you want to convince me of your position, what do you do next?
Oh, I'll show you some evidence, don't I, or a graph like you would.
Okay, well, what are you gonna show me to prove you're right and I'm not?
I'm gonna.
Oh, no, absolutely. I can show you my ring piece, but that'll be about it.
See, this is how pathetic you're just not willing, like, because I'm asking you an awkward question. You're doing what Buzz did. He's just avoiding, changing the subject, saying some rubbish, talking over me, muting me, because I was asking a very crucial question that gets right to the heart of it.
Yeah.
You're just typical diversion tactic when really, you're uncomfortable answering it in the way that you should. it's just, it just shows you the type of arguments you're coming out with are just full of rubbish. Come on, because you're not willing to, have anyone challenge that. Anyway, that's it. So cool. When you're ready, Ash, we have a proper talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I'm ready.
When you're ready. Ministry, it's all right, bro. You're all right, man.
I know, but sometimes, people don't trust.
Well, that's all right, but, it's so different. Like, these panels are just a million miles away from when I go into science panels. It's forums rather than discussing things on a video. Forums where you talk
scientists
to
or pseudoscientists.
No, scientists. Yeah.
What is science?
What is science? It's the human endeavor to understand nature. That's what it is.
Yeah. And where did science come from?
Oh, it comes from our inquisitiveness as human beings to understand where we come from, what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how.
Anyway, where are these science panels anyway, Ollie?
Well, they're not panels; they're forums. I mean, they're all over the internet.
Yeah, have you got any links for people out in the chat?
Oh, I could get some, but most of them are connected with the university, so you need to be like.
Oh, you've got to be a Freemason.
No, a student or an ex-student.
Yeah.
But there's other open ones out there on the internet. Like,
yeah, I was going to say it seems to be closed, like Scientology.
Well, that's Scientology. That's something completely not to do with science.
Oh.
It might begin the same science, but it ain't science. It's nothing to do with science. It's a religion. So,
I know science is a religion, but what about Scientology?
No, Scientology is a religion.
Math is also a religion, isn't it? Oh, it's a language, isn't it? Math. It's just a way of.
It's a language that can describe the natural world.
A theory.
No, it's not a theory.
Oh, it can describe a theory, a language of math.
You don't understand the.
I can't even spell.
You see, you're going into territory that Dino used to, where he doesn't really understand what theory means when you're talking about it in the context of science.
Oh, will you enlighten me then if I don't know?
The everyday meaning of theory is like a hunch. I've guessed it, or it's a hypothesis. Yeah, so you've guessed something, but a theory in science is ideas that are backed up by evidence. So the theory, the heliocentric theory,
not the geocentric.
That the Earth goes around the sun.
Why do the Freemasons not have a H?
Has so much evidence. It's a theory that's very unlikely to be overturned by anything. All theories have some evidence, some more than others. Cell theory of biology is still a theory, but there's overwhelming evidence. You can look at them through the microscope. Yeah, with your own eye, you can see blood cells, skin cells, all sorts of cells. Yeah, so it's undisputed. But there's other theories that, to you, they can be just disputed, but they're not. They're very technical. A lot of them, general theory of relativity. What does that mean? Oh, it must be a theory. But there's so much evidence and we rely on certain taking it into account for the working of things like GPS satellites and them being correct. It makes predictions. Theories make predictions that are repeatable and they have explanatory power.
Why GPS?
Well, it's all to do with explaining nature, what's out there. That's all science is about. You know. But I don't know what else to say, man.
I think Ministry you knew
buddy.
I'm shocked that you
Sorry,
could
I meant to make
actually,
coffee.
I'm surprised you can talk about this like you do with a straight face, Ash. It really baffles me. It's like the birds, you know, the pigeons. I mean, come on, man, you know.
You don't really believe that the all AI, do you?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'll keep pigeons, Crinkle.
You see, you're thinking about that as I'm thinking about you with flat Earth and all.
I know you're only saying that just to wind people up, man. I know what you're like.
Yeah, but you're saying it with a straight face, and I actually really do. I'm questioning whether you really believe it or not. I'm in doubt, but sometimes
you know I'm a bit of a joker, don't you?
I know you are, but
you know I'm a filled comedian, don't you?
Well, I know that, you know, and that was my initial impression. But sometimes I doubt that, and I actually think you believe it. And you know, like this is Jay and all that.
I swear I see a soul.
You're almost convincing them to start believing it. She's like telling her mate or whatever, oh, so what do you think about this flat Earth thing? Like, I need to look into it more. Like, what?
Yeah. Why the hell not?
Seriously? This is like looking into AI pigeons. You know what I mean? Come on.
Well, we know Bill Gates had mosquitoes that were little robots, don't we? You showed them on TEDx or somewhere like that. Yeah, tiny robots. How about this?
Tiny robots?
Yeah, go and have a look. Just stick by putting my banner up. All right, Bobby?
How we doing? Hi, guys.
Hello,
yeah. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good to see you, sir.
Okay, mate. How we doing, Ministry? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's an early morning for me, not a late night. So
the real honest truth in the house.
It's Akash and Henry. How we doing, lads? All right?
Yeah, pleased to meet you, Bobby.
Yeah, it's quite a deep discussion you're having, you two lads. You seem to be on different planes.
Well, I'm on a plane. Henry's on a planet. It used to be a plane until we put the T on the end.
He's on a plane, yeah. He's on a flat plane.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, Henry, but I have a clue what you're on about, mate. You're too deep for me, is that?
Well, that's fair enough. At least you're admitting that you know.
I have my theories on things, you know, and I believe we all live to a narrative that's created, but you know, you can't question every single thing in my mind, you know.
Well, you have to. That's how you learn. Question everything.
But then you doubt your own
question everything. And if somebody tells you something, the first question you ask yourself is it true? And how would you go about, you know, determining whether it's true? This is what I was asking Ash. Is his cell thing true? And what do scientists do? They go out there and measure things. They do experiments to find out what's true and what isn't true about the world and the universe.
Correct.
That's all it's about. That's all science is, trying to understand and put it into some sort of order that allows us to predict. And if it's predictable and repeatable, you're sort of along the right track. You know what I mean? If you say,
observable, measurable, and repeatable.
Well, you could say we could think of it as a force pulling things down. Like, how am I going to test if that's true? Look at that. Oh, something's there. Let's do it again. Is it there?
Yeah, but that object's heavy and it's less dense than the air around it.
Or is NASA lying to us? Hang on. Something's
well, we
there.
all know gravity
Let's
is just a
measure
theory.
how quick it goes down. And then
well, why don't we try this in water?
Then does it change? So if we change the object and the material, the density, does the speed change?
No, because they're both less dense than the air around it, Henry. How does seeds travel for millions of miles across oceans to replant a new plant somewhere else on another continent?
See, you go off. It's nothing to do.
No,
with
it's true.
buoyancy.
So let's try this with eggs in water. So I have
Right,
a good egg and a bad egg. How
Ash,
come gravity doesn't pull a bad egg
Ash,
down? A good egg
Ash,
will float.
So Ash,
Buoyancy.
out there, right?
Is
so
gravity
out-
selective?
Look, so out there where there's no air for you to be buoyant on or not, right? How comes things are attracted towards the Earth? Why is that? There's no air out there,
Out where?
out in space.
Well, space doesn't really exist, does it?
You
We live
see,
under a dome or a firmament, which has been claimed for billions of years. NASA
where's the dome?
made this up. Above our
Well,
heads,
hang
we
on.
can't get out.
If you send a rocket up, surely you'd be able to hit the dome.
It's
That's-
happened. It's on YouTube.
You've got to remember, are they sending rockets up?
Fuck's sake.
Or is it narrative? Is it something
Yeah.
we are following? You've got to remember that.
Who put
Exactly.
the dome there? Who put the dome there, Ash?
Some
What's it
creator.
made of?
I've
You
told you
see,
before, Henry. I sent you a link before. You told me that you couldn't get a pure oxygen stone, and I'll give you a link, and you went quiet. They found it. They were found in Brazil, Argentina, Africa.
Oh, well, show me.
I've given you a link before, and then you left because you knew I was right.
Look, what color was it?
It was blue.
Blue. Okay, so was it cold?
Well, of course. Well, I don't know. I didn't find one. I just
Well,
remember seeing articles
for
and
oxygen
researching
to
about it.
solidify, for oxygen to solidify, it needs to be at minus fucking 200 degrees centigrade,
Yeah.
something like that. Well, so where was it found? In the desert? I mean, there ain't nowhere
I'll
on
give
Earth
you a-
that cold.
Henry, no, I'll give you. I'll find it again. Let's have a
Ash,
look.
I mean, here you go. Right, okay, Ash. So gravity, right? Right. Here's something I was just thinking of yesterday, right? Why is it that when you sit on your bicycle, standing still, you can't, with your feet on the pedals, you're not going to be able to stay balanced for very long, are you?
Well, you can if you move your front
No,
wheels
but
left and right,
just-
because I do this quite often. I'm a bike
No,
rider.
But hang
I stop
on,
at traffic
hold it.
lights and I don't fall
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I know how to do that, right?
Yeah,
But
okay.
sitting there with your bars straight, no moving, vertical, feet on
Yeah.
the pedals, right? We know you're going to fall over pretty quick. Why is
Yeah.
it you can do that when you're moving along? Explain that.
It's gravity. Straightforward gravity.
Is it
If
gravity?
something static,
Right.
it's going to be pulled down.
Right.
It's all
Yeah,
to do with like weight transfer, with balance. You're moving
Yeah, hang
forward.
on. But when you're moving along, you don't take off. Gravity is still exerting a force on you to keep you on the ground.
Well, no, it's because you haven't got wings and you're not going fast enough.
Well, come on, explain. This gets to,
Well, that's just the same as walking. How come when we're walking, we're not floating around in the air?
Well, because of gravity, that's why.
Yeah, if okay, you go with that, but I
See,
won't. I'll just
why
go with
is it-
density and buoyancy. It's very
So how
simple.
can you explain this bicycle thing? So when you're sitting there, arms, no moving, no trying to do this and that, just sit there and try and balance on the two wheels, standing still. You ain't going to be able to do it with your feet on
No,
the
because
pedals.
it's called balance.
Yeah. And so why
It's got nothing
is
to
it
do with
you can-
gravity.
Why is it you can let go the handlebars and everything when you're going along and still be upright, no moving? Why is it you don't fall over when you're moving, Ash?
Well, you tell me. I'm sure
Well,
the
no.
scientists claim. And
What's
I
What's
asked
your
you this before, and you
explanation?
couldn't answer on Dino's. I remember.
No. What's your explanation? You seem to say stuff about
Well, it's
buoyancy.
forward
You can
propelled motion,
explain-
isn't it?
Well, you got to explain something like
Well, yeah. When you're riding a
in your
bike,
scheme of things. How does that
yeah. When
fit
you're
in?
riding a bike, you're propelling the back wheel with a chain, and you
Yeah.
balance in the middle of the bike.
Yeah, but when you're going along, doing
Yeah.
the same, sitting there, like as long as you're moving, why don't you fall over? Well, as soon as you stop and you hold that position,
It's
you will
because-
just
it's because
fall
of-
over.
It's because of the perpetual motion makes you and the bike lighter when you're moving. When you're stationary, you're heavier.
Right?
Well, your only job when that
Sure
bike's
about
moving is your only job when that bike's moving is balance. That's all you're doing. You're keeping it balanced.
You're a ballast for a bike.
Yeah, but you don't need to balance when you're moving. You can let go the handlebars, for God's sake.
You do. You
don't
still
have to
keep
think
that
about
balance.
it. Well, why?
Listen, if you think about it, you're on a push bike, you're going along, and you lean to the left. What happens? Your balance is offset. You've got to keep that balance.
Why
And
is
the rest-
it? Why
the rest
is it?
your
Why
motion.
is it if you going along on a bike and you jump off it, the bike goes along on its own and stays up
Because they created something called a wheel.
Until it goes stationary, then it falls over. Why? Why is that? Come on.
Well, that's what the caveman decided about to invent a wheel, and that's why that happens. We all know why that happens.
Why? Why does that happen?
Because it's a circular movement.
Yeah,
and it's repetitive. It's repetitive. Your wheel.
Yeah, but
it'll keep going until something stops it.
Yeah, but the wheels are still on the bike when it's stationary, but it falls over when it's stationary. But if you push it along, it stays upright while it's moving. Why is that?
You're too deep for me. You're too deep for me. I can't go that deep.
You to explain in your world of things, Ash. Is because he's got answers.
Henry is deep tonight.
He's got answers for things he's sort of rehearsed, and it's buoyancy and all that.
Well,
even in a vacuum, though, Ash, even in a vacuum, if you pump the air out of a jar, right, and you have a mechanism in there where you can press a button and it drops a weight, the weight drops to the bottom of the jar when there's no air in there to be buoyant on. How do you explain that?
Because air doesn't hold anything up, stupid. All right, so if we're talking about a non-vacuum, wait there, stop. So we're in a non-vacuum, yeah? On land, if I want to push off something, like just say like an aeroplane, that pushes off the air. A boat will use a propeller to push off the water. What does a rocket push off if there's nothing in space?
Off of the thrust.
Off what? Off the dome? Off the air that's not there? Off what? What does a rocket push off in space? Nothing, because it doesn't do it. Yep.
It pushes off of the same thing that pushes a fighter jet along.
It pushes off all the other planets.
The stuff coming out the back, out of the engine.
Yeah, which happens on Earth.
If I throw a heavy object that way, my body goes this way. It's the same. That's what rockets do.
What? No, but
engines need oxygen to.
In primary school, Ash, we made one of them boats made out of a washing up liquid bottle.
Yeah, tell you what I also did at primary school.
You go forward.
Tell you what, we also had a jar, like you just explained, and we took all the air out and we tried to light a candle in there. Or we put a candle in there, and once the candle burns all the oxygen away, got nothing else to burn off, it goes out.
Yeah.
We even tried this by putting a propeller on an elastic band in there, and it wouldn't spin because it had nothing to go off.
How do you explain that?
Because there's no air. There's nothing to push off.
There's no air. Hang on. What is
there's
air?
Nothing to pass through.
What is
it's
air?
It's just a dense liquid. It's really dense liquid.
Hang on. What's air, Ash? What is air?
Just a really dense liquid. Dense liquid.
What do you mean a liquid? What's that?
Well, it's just like a liquid, just like water is, only very fine, like sand.
Air is a gas, not a liquid.
Oh, that's what you claim, but I claim it's just a very dense liquid.
Liquid is like water.
Well, that's your argument. No. What were you going to say, Bobby, before Henry rudely interrupted?
If we just go back to the rocket theory now, I question. I question whether we've been into space. I mean, there's that much conspiracy regarding whether we have, shadows on characters on the moon back to the 1960s, etc. This war with this race with Russia and America to be the first, etc. I question whether we are actually we have actually been up there. Now,
right.
when you said a rocket takes off, let me finish. When you say a rocket launches and it fires off through the thrust, what happens, Henry, when it gets when it passes out of far enough away from Earth where there's no atmosphere? What keeps that rocket moving when there's no atmosphere?
Momentum, like, because there's nothing.
There's no atmosphere, though.
Yeah, no, because there's no air resistance anymore. Things keep going forever.
Only because, yes, but that's only because they tell us that.
No. Well, what would it take for you to believe what I'm telling you? I mean, what sort of evidence are you looking for to believe that that's true, that in space there's no air, and so you just continue moving until a force acts upon that thing and accelerates you left or right, forward or back?
How do they guide this rocket to a certain place? And even
What
more,
evidence do you want? What evidence do you want?
even
Because it
more,
seems to me...
how do they actually land an aircraft on the moon? How do they do that when there's no atmosphere?
Well, by thrusting, going towards it and then thrusting in the opposite direction to slow you down.
That thrust won't mean anything once it leaves Earth, because the atmosphere won't allow it to thrust.
You don't need the atmosphere for a rocket to work. You don't need atmosphere. All you need is...
You need oxygen, though.
Oh, all you need...
You need propellant and oxygen.
Yeah, it's contained in the fuel.
I'm just asking the question.
And if I'm in space and I throw any object of any mass that way, I will move this way. It's the conservation of momentum. It's conservation of momentum. I'll go slower if it's a small mass, but if it's a huge...
Yeah, right. I've got a question.
I will go that way.
Okay, I've got a question.
Hang on a minute, wait there. You can see this demonstrated when they fix the International Space Station and do spacewalks. What other evidence do you want?
But is this a narrative? Is this something we're being taught to believe?
There's going to be nothing unless you go up in a rocket yourself. It seems to me you're not going to believe anything. There's no evidence.
No. What you yourself have said, you've got to question everything. Now, I never watch mainstream media for the simple reason that we end up like they want people to be lemmings. They want us all to follow the narrative, and that's why I don't watch mainstream media. Now, how do we know NASA is not keep feeding us this information to suit the narrative?
Well, because you can verify lots of things they say in all other areas, like including the science, but and everything they say fits into the whole collage. Yeah.
Right. Here's my question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, certainly.
So a diver, a deep sea diver, it takes them 20 minutes to descend 90 meters. I watched this the other day. Some explorers, 90 meters deep. Took them 20 minutes to descend. Yeah. It took them over, I think it was, I don't know, maybe it's an hour and a half to resurface back up. Because when you go down that deep with the pressure, and with oxygen tanks, you've got to use nitrogen or as a helium. And if you get too much, something in your blood on your descend back up, it can kill you. So how come in space they don't have to they don't have to go through all this?
Well, because you're in a pressurized spacesuit. That's why.
So we're told. I don't want to.
You're not.
It's nothing to do with the spacesuit, Henry. It's to do with your blood. Doesn't matter how pressurized you are.
It is because.
So why don't they have this for deep sea divers when people do a lot more diving than what they do in space? Let's not forget all the astronauts train in water as well.
Well, I'll explain. When you are if you're free diving, you ain't got a diving suit on, which is to protect you from the changes of pressure. If you're just in your skin, as you descend, the pressure increases.
He had a big ball on his head.
Look, now you're doing what Buzz did. The pressure increases unless you're wearing a suit. A diving suit are made of metal.
Think a suit would do anything. That's like when you break a leg, you put a pot on. It doesn't really. It just keeps everything in line. So wait there. I'm not finished.
Tell you why. Look,
a spacesuit's not going to do anything for your blood.
Well, look.
You need an oxygen line. Look, you don't have them in spacesuits.
A spacesuit is like being in an aeroplane. It's pressurized, so it keeps it at atmospheric pressure that you would find at the surface on Earth. So you can go up and down, and you don't really experience much change in pressure. If you're exposed to the medium outside, the water or the atmosphere, without any suit or any protection, then those pressure changes, you are subject to all of that. A spacesuit removes that and does what an aeroplane does. It protects you. It keeps you at atmospheric pressure. So you can have high pressure outside or low pressure. You won't feel any difference because it's like being in an aeroplane. It's simple stuff, Ash.
So why can't we
mate.
use space to go down to the bottom of the ocean? And why have we got to use specially built
spacesuits. Well, the spacesuit
machines
is
that take the pressure?
because spacesuits are designed for outward, holding in outward pressure, because they're higher in the suit than it is outside. Whereas a diving suit is the opposite. It's to protect the high pressure outside from caving you in. It's the opposite. They're designed for the opposite pressure difference. I mean, this is just simple stuff, guys.
What I'm getting is the human body can't determine like G-force and things like that. So when you come back in, when you see them guys coming back in on that triangle cube thing, and you're flying down, the thing's nearly on fire. It's that hot.
Yeah.
You know, from the 60s and the 70s. The human body can't take that kind of pressure. A fighter pilot can't. You know, they've got to train for hours and hours.
They're inside a capsule.
The inside a Hollywood space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Ash,
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Go and check them out.
G-forces only occur by acceleration or deceleration. If you're going at, you could go at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Once you're going that fast, you don't feel any G-forces. It's how quickly you accelerate to that speed that determines the extent of the G-forces. So, you know, they've calculated all this stuff.
Well, you slow down slow enough, I used to race cars.
You don't feel any G-forces, and yes,
I used to be pinned in my seat from start to the finish line on drags.
See, there's a lot of flames when they're coming in, but there's, you know, heat protective tiles on this thing.
What speed does the rocket travel at? What speed does it travel at?
Well,
half the speed of
15,000 miles an hour, like until it.
It's something like Mach 13, Bobby. Something like Mach 13, isn't it, Henry?
It's very fast.
The human body couldn't take that type of pressure.
Yeah, no, yes, it can. Once you're on a train, right? When you're going, hang on, when you're going at 200 miles an hour on the Eurostar, do you notice? Or when you're on an airplane going at 600 miles an hour, you don't notice. It's only when you're speeding up or slowing down that you experience any G-forces. And if you do that slowly enough, you're all right. Simple.
I disagree. I'm sorry, but I think, you know, for something traveling so fast, such supersonic speeds like that, like a rocket, you're not traveling that fast. You're static inside it.
No, you're traveling with it.
That must have.
Look, you can play table tennis.
And they've told
Henry, let Bobby speak.
And they've told us over many years that a guy's walked on the moon in lead boots. Come on, let's get real.
Okay, why is it possible on a very fast train, the Eurostar, to play
we're talking different kind of.
If you wanted to play table tennis, you could play table tennis. You could play snooker, and the balls. Why aren't they going towards one of the walls?
Why do these astronauts need to be such special? Why do these astronauts have to be such special, you know, scientists that not anybody can go up there? You know, you're making it sound like we could go up there tomorrow and we'd be fine. Just climb in, get a seat, get a table tennis bat, and we're off.
I'll tell you why. Because I wouldn't send somebody like Rad Gamer up to fix the International Space Station. That's why you got to have a little bit. You know, you got to be clever.
Hey, Ollie, would you send me up there?
And you have to know how to improvise as well. If things went wrong, you have to be able to calculate stuff figure out how much oxygen you got left, you know, what concentration you can go down to if you're running out or if there's a leak. You got to be clever. You can't be just any fucking idiot.
No,
Otherwise,
no, no.
you
I'm
could
not
just
saying
crash
that.
that thing and waste all them billions they've spent.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
I mean, come
But
on.
I don't think we're as advanced as we're told we are. I don't think we're that advanced. I
No,
do
we're
not.
not. We're
Look,
not. But we do
we know
know
more
a lot.
about space. We know more about space than what's under the sea.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Well,
Which
certain
is crazy.
aspects of space.
You know why?
Why
That's crazy. Yeah, space is important.
Yeah,
There's
because
millions of satellites up there, and
It's-
we need them up there,
well, it's
right?
because
But we need, under the sea is even more important.
it's because
Most of our history is under the sea, you know. Most
Well,
of our history is under the sea.
it's because it's a hostile environment, just like space. I mean,
Why
the
do you mean
why
by
is-
hostile?
Why is
Well,
99.9 wire connections or like Earth connections all done by wires across oceans? 99.9% of all
kind of wires are
communications.
what kind of wires?
Fiber optic.
Communications definitely under the sea.
Huh?
Communication cables definitely travel
Yeah.
under the sea.
Yeah, what do you mean by
Yeah.
wires, though, Ash?
That's communication.
well-
I mean,
Well, why,
technology.
if we're using wires to communicate on Earth, we're certainly not using satellites.
Well, they're all being replaced now, though. What they being
What are?
replaced with, Ash?
You tell me. Fiber optic
Well,
wires, glass.
Ah, yeah. Why? Yes, fiber optic. We're
I used to
using
install them,
light
crinkle.
now.
10 grand
we're
per
using-
100
How-
meters.
Exactly. So it's a
went
bit
to-
different from what
we-
you're implying. Like it's still copper wires. It's
I know, but
This
it's
is
still land-based communications that are traveling
Now,
across the sea, and it's
why-
not done by sky with
well, that's because
things in space.
the just the sheer amount of information being sent, it would require ridiculous high-powered things with radiation coming out of them, and we all know you're not even happy with a 5G tower that's 100 watts, let alone
you're
what it
telling
would
me.
take.
Low
to
frequency,
send that
we know
over
that's just
the
for the humans.
the biggest one is look, we've tried wireless technology and it's not as good as land-based. A good example is Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
A good
Yes.
example is Wi-Fi. In my home, I
Tell
have a computer in a separate room, and Wi-Fi is bad. So I got a cable, 100%. So you know we've tried it, and it's been proved that land-based stuff is more effective, and
Of
the
course.
sea is more important than sending up into space for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's because of the power you would need to send information of the scale that the internet across the Atlantic, for instance. You'd need things that would probably kill you instantly if you stood near it. Like, forget about 5G towers. These things would frazzle. You wouldn't be able to go near it for a 10-mile radius. I mean, and it would just be, it's just ridiculous. So putting a wire under the sea is so much easier, and it takes,
And it only has to go in one direction. Because if you're gonna beam something to a satellite then back to Earth, it's got to go in two directions. It's got to go up and then back down again. A wire just has to go straight forward.
And light spreads out. Wi-Fi signal spreads out as it goes away from the source and gets weaker. So the further you have to send it, the more and more.
We know this from radio transmissions that we just have land-based antennas and receivers all across the land.
You can only, with radio waves, because it's such long wavelength, you can't really send much information on it because the wavelength has to be shorter than the information.
But the thing
is, you're trying to send sort of thing.
Turbines. Look at the wind turbines and the wind farms. They're in the middle of the sea. They're in the North Sea. I went to Isle of Man recently, and I went past about 15 of them, all out there in the sea.
Why do you think that is?
You tell me.
Well, why do you think they're out in the sea?
You tell me.
The wind things, why are they out there?
Because there'd be more wind out at sea.
Exactly.
We all know
it's windy at the seaside, don't we?
more practical.
They're
You don't want to
geniuses.
on any of your road, do you?
Geniuses, man. They put them out where there's wind, a lot of wind. Genius.
Yes, yes,
Fucking
but it's another example of using land-based, if you like. Okay, it's in the sea technology opposed to this wireless technology that is dodgy to me. It's just not, it's cracky, it's crazy. It's not a permanent thing in this wireless.
Well, there's
You're limited to what they can use space for, I think.
well,
And I think sending rockets out of space, I think it's ridiculous.
well, it's horses for courses. There are very good uses for wireless technology. There's very good uses for wires. You use the best, that's going to do the best job for what you need it for.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, today's technology, everybody's moving to fiber optic. Fiber optic is absolutely wonderful. It's so fast, it's so reliable. Forget the BT lines and all these things.
If you think about it, though, fiber optic is just a way that radiation can travel down a wire, because light is radiation. It's just another form of, like, microwaves is light that you can't see. So is radiation.
But it travels down the wire different to a copper wire because it's glass.
Yeah, it's a way of just keeping radiation. I mean, you could send signals with light, lasers, but it's a way to keep it from spreading out. That's it. It's the same as wireless, but it's in a solid. You're sending that signal, the same type of signal. It's using light.
It hasn't got half the capability of fiber optic.
Yeah, I know, but fiber optic is using light.
So what I'm saying to you is
frequency.
Fiber optic does not need space.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's another example.
A wireless signal, basically.
Technology is outplaying space technology, which I think it's ridiculous that we're still exploring. Use what we know in space, and why keep exploring?
Because we live on land. Like, if we were out in space, we would have to use wireless. You couldn't have a wire going from the International Space Station to something else. It's all done wirelessly. So there's perfectly good uses for it. We're still communicating with Viking. No, what's that first one that went out? The NASA thing. It's just left the solar system. We can still communicate with that. That's wireless. There's great uses for it. What's that probe called? I've forgotten what it's called now. The ones that left, the very first ones they sent out in the 70s. Forgotten the names of them. Not Viking. It'll come to me. There's two of them.
Yeah.
Voyager. Sorry, that's it. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2.
It's a brick, mate.
So there's very good uses for wireless technology. Don't write it off.
I just don't think it's as good as they say it is.
Well, on land, no, because a wire is better. But in space, wireless all the way, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got its uses, but I don't think it's as great as you think.
Well,
it's a great. Don't get me wrong. The technology is unbelievable.
Well, hang on.
When I was a kid, I'm an old man, but when I was a kid, I watched TV and I used to watch these sci-fi programs and think, "Oh, look, I want that. Look at that. Yeah. They're talking to somebody through a speaker."
Yeah.
And today we've got that.
That signal, though, was sent wirelessly. All the old TV, even today's TV signals, it still goes over the air. Isn't that's magic? You know what I mean? Why the radio, all TV, it comes into the aerial somehow. It's all wireless. It might be digital signals, yeah, but it's still a wireless signal.
It certainly is, yeah.
Yeah, Dave the Tour has got it. Those Voyagers, man. One of them has actually entered deep space. It's gone past the influence. The influence of other stars is as strong as the influence of our sun. So it's left the solar system. It's been going for like 50 years or something. When did they send that off? 1970 something, and they're still receiving signals back from it. Big up your chest. That was the one I think they sent that record on, a gold record, a gold disc with messages from Earth, people speaking, a bit of music. It may have even been Chopin. I think there's a piano piece on it that's gone into our deep space. You know what I mean? And Ash wants to believe there's a fucking dome.
Regardless of what Ash wants to believe, he's wound you up like a fucking cotton ball.
Anyway, all right, Crystal Brick, crinkle that link's back there. Have you seen it yet? It's been there for about half an hour.
I'm up on my own over this stuff. I debate myself on this shit. You know what I mean?
You must debate yourself.
I do.
Big up Welshman.
Degenerates attract degenerates. That's a famous
I think,
saying by Welsh.
I think you look too deep. I think you look too deep into it, mate. A lot of it is not as deep as you think it is.
It's my specialist subject. This is what I enjoy, science. You know what I mean? So
Well, click that link in the private chat.
What?
Private chat. Have a look at that thing. What you said before. You can't get a pure oxygen stone.
You're one of nature's overthinkers, Henry, isn't you? You've got to go into everything minutely.
Well, that's how you try
Get
to.
apart.
Well, exactly. That's how you can, find out what's going on. Like probing, questioning, measuring. You know what I mean? That's what scientists do.
But
They don't
I know
just,
when you said
get it beamed in and then just say it.
When you said you got to question everything, agreed. Yes, question things. But I believe we are living under some kind of narrative. I think certain things we're told because there's Freemasons, there's people out there controlling it. I do believe that. That's just me that thinks that. So certain things, if you question every single thing, Henry, you're going to end up nuts because some of those things that are put out.
If that's the case, right? Why are people like you, Mrs. J, Ash, allowed to come on here and say and expose them? They would have shut
Black
you down.
hole sun, black hole sun.
Henry,
they got this ultimate power, and
we're getting to that point now. If you went back on YouTube 5 years ago, it wasn't half as censored as it is now. They're actually picking up on certain words, key words that you can't mention. They're shutting live down. This is being controlled. This live is being controlled by a narrative again. Because
Henry Crinkle is one of those words that they use to control their fucking their genre.
Their narrative. It's only like the BBC or someone would do, any media outlet don't want misinformation, especially medical stuff.
And
you can't talk about. They're looking at words like misinformation, terrorist, that kind of thing. But all this talk, they don't give a shit about that. Like,
hey, Bobby,
BBC are hand in glove with the government. They're the worst for spreading a false narrative.
Right, okay, look, if you're so against the powers that be, and all these.
No, I'm questioning them.
That's nefarious forces. Why are you on their platform? Google? That geezer earlier cracked me up. Yeah, NASA are fucking lying to us, all these companies. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Go and Google it. I'm right.
Oh, what we'll do? We'll ask Jeeves. We'll ask Jeeves like instead. We'll ask Jeeves.
I thought Google were in on it, and then he's saying you can verify what I'm saying is correct. Go on Google and check it out.
Or you can have your own fucking opinion and fuck whatever people think, and at the end of the day, have a debate about it and just face facts that you're not going to convince everyone.
Yeah, but he was accusing Google of being in on it, and then he's debunked it all, and he's saying, verify I'm right by going to Google. You check it out, he said. Go on Google.
I actually think you've got some sort of intellectual intelligence behind that mask you put on, right? You're not portraying it very well to the panel. Honestly, mate, You stick to your porn bombing. I'll stick to laying bricks, and I'll stick to coming on panels and being as me as a doylem as I am. But yourself, mate, you need to sell each other.
Why? What have I done wrong? Oh,
Where do we start? Explain, right?
I've been on your 9 weeks, mate, and I can mention about 50 things you've done wrong.
what?
What?
What's that got to do with it?
Masters, like,
What?
you've just asked me a question, and I'll just give you an answer.
Well, I didn't understand what you said.
Because I'm speaking in a tone of voice or an accent which is far from your. I'm on a different planet, me, Crinkle. I'm past the flat Earth, right? Past the flat Earth, right? I'm past like where Mars bars are coming from in moon rocks and stuff. And realistically, bud, I'm sat here watching fucking YouTube. Woody Woodpecker on the telly. That's how big my that's how big my mentality is, right? I just love the fact you've come on here and you've tried to educate all, and realistically, you fucking know bollocks at all, mate.
Well, how do you know? How do you know?
As that's
How
my
do you
opinion.
know
And I'm
what I
entitled
do
to it.
and
Oh, hang on. Freedom of speech. I'm entitled to my opinion, as
Well,
you
how
are.
do you know what I do and don't know about science? What have I said that's wrong?
I don't
Tell me.
understand. There's some sort of science. It's just how you
Pick
display it,
out a couple of things.
how you portray it to people. It doesn't do you any justice.
hang
I
on.
wouldn't start talking about science the way I know. I can't fucking to determine words and meanings and stuff like that. And if you're gonna do that, what you need to be is you need to be Sci-Fi Dan, right? Or you need to be Professor Dave or someone like that. Look at them on YouTube, right? That's who you need to look at, right? Not fucking Henry Crinkle to determine what is right and wrong in science and biology and fucking evolution.
Well, the two you claim, the two you mentioned aren't scientists either.
Why not? I am a scientist, though, bro.
You're a fucking scientist.
So is Bill Nye. So is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You know what I mean? Well,
yeah, there you go.
Brian Cox.
Why not? This is what my degree is in, and I enjoy reading this stuff.
You have a degree in science.
Yeah.
You have a degree in science.
Yeah.
Well, where did you get that from? Where did you study?
University College London.
London. And what degree have you got?
Bachelor of Science in molecular science. Yeah.
Okay. All I want to say, Henry, is it's like you're selling the narrative that we're sold.
Well,
it's like you're just
narrative.
You're not questioning. Let me finish. You're not questioning what things are now, how they are. You know, everybody's got but let me finish. Right, everybody's got their beliefs in things, disbelieves in things. You know, we all think different. It's like you're like the BBC is. They're employed to sell what the government want them to sell.
No, hang on.
Your cross has been like that. You're justifying a lot of things that aren't.
No.
Let people be. You're not letting people be individual.
Where it's different. Hang on. I understand when it comes to politics. Yeah, you can all have different opinions and views, right? My thing is always based on scientific evidence, and it's usually got a scientific focus to it. Yeah, so. Just because what I say happens to coincide scientifically to do with like COVID and what the BBC says, it doesn't mean I'm pushing their narrative. I'm just going with the evidence that the science.
That's why, but your evidence isn't 100%, is it?
Just because it's in the same direction, this is where people get it mistaken. I'm not on the BBC's side. I'm just on the side of evidence and what the scientists provide. Because what better way is there to gain knowledge about the world and the universe than by doing experiments, and making predictions, testing your predictions by doing more experiments, and then writing a paper, scientific paper,
when do we do all this?
Giving it anonymously to 12 other experts, and you don't know who they are, they don't know who you are, and they look through it, for all mistakes, biases, errors, and if they see that, it gets rejected. What better way is there to gain knowledge about
mistakes and shit they could poke holes into you tonight, mate? You're not a good fucking representative of the scientific world, bud. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Why not?
You are not. You've either smoked too many doobies tonight, right? Or you're fucking high on something else that I would love to have a go of.
I'm just passionate about it. At least I've got something to be passionate about.
And
Like,
so far,
well,
what you trying to say?
Talk to me about history. I'm rubbish. And I would be saying like what you're saying. If you was a history buff, if you were doing what I'm doing about history, I would probably say what you're saying. But
Henry, I don't think you have an understanding of the average guy, the working class man. And I would think a lot of it's to do with culture, how people think. People aren't interested in doing papers, and passing them on and seeing it. That isn't real life.
Well,
That's not real life, Henry. I'll be honest with you. Let me just finish. I'll be honest with you, Henry. I don't think you live in the real world.
You seem to have a lot of opinions and like saying it's a narrative and blah blah blah, and it's a lot of
fucking kettle ball in the pot black that.
Well, and then you're saying we don't care about that, but you got all these opinions about very scientific things.
Everybody's got an opinion, but you don't have to be qualified.
No, you don't. But
everyone's got an arsehole, Henry, and a nose, and are slightly different as an opinion. Get over the fact of that, mate.
Look, certain opinions, though, when they conflict with scientific evidence and you believe something that just goes against all the evidence, that's where it becomes a scientific debate. Because you can say, hang on a minute, the Earth
we're not fucking scientists. We're not scientists.
Yeah, but you're saying scientific things and then
no,
saying...
No, we're not. We're winding you up like something not fucking right, like something you would do to all us.
Well, all
We're
right.
telling you our opinions.
What do you want to
We're telling you our opinions. Yeah.
No.
That's what it is.
It's not about opinions, though. It's not about opinions.
Well, look, debate is great. You've got to debate things, and to have a varying amount of people in a room debating things, talking about things, that is how things evolve. You can't have everybody with a scientific paper saying, yes, we're all agreed, let's move on. That isn't life.
Well, mathematical question that relates to both of you. Yeah, see if he gets it, right? What's the 3-4-5 method, Quintal? 3-4-5 method.
Oh, that's to do with
I'd like to hear Dave's do the story.
Pythagoras' theorem is to do with woodwork and getting right angles.
Yes, you've absolutely bang on, mate, right? Thanks for that. But you see what but you see the way you described that there. The people that you're trying to convince that you know shitloads about science and stuff like that doesn't look very convincing to her. Me as a fucking average Joe, a dumbass, I'm going to tell you a better definition of that in 10 seconds.
I don't expect you to understand everything.
I fucking understand it better than you, man, the 3-4-5 method, so don't give me that shit.
But for me to, to understand anything I've said, you only have to have like secondary school education. You don't have to be a fucking genius. You can come from a working class background and still know what I'm talking about if you went to school.
Most of the time for being a naughty boy.
You're doing yourself a disservice. You're sort of brushing all working class people there with like they're thick, like they don't understand science.
No. You're doing that. You're doing that by saying that you don't have to have a. You're doing that by saying you don't have to have you only need a secondary education.
Yeah,
that's you saying that. Now that you've tied us all with a certain intelligence.
No, he did by saying, "What do you expect us to know? We're all working class." If you went to school, you would know it, and all the shit I'm talking about. None of it is high level stuff. You know what I mean? It's just basic stuff. My 8-year-old niece knows a lot of this shit.
People that just believes things. I don't think you actually look into things. I think you believe what you're told in this world.
Oh no, you're wrong.
So Crinkle, the people you debate on this, you don't call them thickos all the time, do you?
Well, a lot of them, yeah, like the flat earthers and Mrs. J type. Yeah, of course I do. The flat earthers and Mrs. J type people, like
you call them
nanobots in the vaccine and all
you
that.
You call everyone thickos.
Respect for anybody else's opinion, and you think that you're right all the time and everyone else is wrong. Do you wonder and understand why people fucking despise the earth you walk on, the flat earth you walk on?
on matters where opinions mean everything, I don't do this. But in science, like there's the evidence or there's opinions that conflict with the evidence.
Crinkle,
That's that.
Crinkle, you informed the community the last couple of weeks that you'd retired.
Tired from what?
Porn bombing.
I have.
Don't
So,
pop your DJ, mate.
I was watching a stream yesterday titled "Crinkle You're Banned for Life" from Buzz.
Hang on,
So
you don't believe
I went on the panel, and then all of a sudden I seen clips showing you porn bombing,
hang on.
showing some of your rock formations.
Believe everything Buzz Text says. Hang on.
I actually watched the clips video where you're there, and because you kept on getting muted,
you know what?
because you kept on getting muted. It's not something you can deny. You can't deny it, you fucking idiot. You're on the panel. You're getting muted, and because you're getting muted, this is your excuse. You porn bomb. Yeah, well, wait there. How can you fucking deny it?
You know what I think it is? When YouTube on their algorithm recognize somebody's saying misinformation or whatever, they create a CGI of a porn bomber, put them in the stream to shut it down. So don't believe everything NASA Buzz tells you.
So he waited.
So you've remember what you've just said there. Remember what you've just said. Don't believe everything Buzz tells you. So why the fuck should we believe everything you tell her? When realistically, I've been on your 8-9 weeks, right, Crinkle, and what I've seen of you and what I've seen of Buzz, and I know very little is both. That man's helped a homeless man off the streets, regardless if he's getting donations, right? Regardless, right? What have you done but bomb people? No, shut the fuck up, you specky bastard. I've got glasses on as well. Look at I wear glasses too, so I can call you that, right? Shut the fuck up and listen to me for 2 seconds. Quiet. And you tell me what your defense is when you want to sit and slag people. You're only getting a taste of your medicine. What happened to Buzz on the night? What you try to do to him, right? Realistically, mate, you hate someone with 76,000 fucking subs, right? Now, realistically, but that. You're never ever going to get to that, regardless how much you hate him, right? I don't hate nobody. I just am me, and you do not like being challenged. This is why Chris the Brick is here now to piss you right off, brother.
No, it was me challenging Buzz actually, but
that's what I've just said.
Right? Yeah, I question. I question very much whether he's actually helped that guy. I think he's actually made him more vulnerable, and I'll give you reasons.
Wow.
So do you? This is how fucking twisted you are. Do you not know people on heroin and then when they go on methadone are actually being kept on that substance because they are a victim of society? The government are keeping them there because they're fucking funding the money, right? What have you done on your bar porn bomb people and take their channels down, right? And do no benefit to nobody else, right? And then you've got a fucking cheek to slag someone off.
I'll tell you what's wrong with
Crinkle knows better because he's addicted to Class A drugs as well.
When you're ready, I'll tell you my reasons why.
Can I just say something, guys? Just before you carry on, I'm gonna have to go. Ministry, thanks for letting me on, mate. Nice to meet you guys. I've not met you all before. First time I've come on to a panel like this. Ministry's a good man. Everybody sub to him. I'll catch you all later, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby, mate. See you again soon.
Cheers, Bobby.
Yeah, nice one, Bobby.
There were 5. You didn't know that, didn't you? I love you.
The only thing Crinkle needs is the moustache and the hand salutes, and away he goes.
Well, what Buzz did, I think, is out of order to that guy. Like, he ain't helped him. He's actually... Oh, my God. Well, I'll tell you why as well. There's so much wrong with that video. And he banned me when I was criticizing. Or you can't, like, he thinks he's got a magic wand, right? First of all, and he's taken this guy with learning disabilities, right, out of his council property, right? And
No,
Buzz
he
is
didn't. He was on
claim-
the streets and he was getting fucking
Yeah.
bet. He was getting targeted for his
Buzz is-
money, mate.
Buzz is
Look at the
making-
way he was 6 months
What?
ago. Look at the state
Is
of
it
him.
my turn or
Look
your
at the state of him 6 months ago and now. If you can't recognise a change in someone's personal appearance, right, then you are more fucked up than we all actually think you are, right?
look.
What the fuck have you done, Bar? Take people's channels down.
Anybody,
with Bar?
look, anybody, right? It's easy to take a vulnerable guy with learning disabilities out of his normal surroundings, give him a haircut,
Of crack
give
and
him a
heroin.
haircut, give him a haircut, buy him some shoes and clothes, and pretend you've got him off drugs, right? First of all, the guy's got learning difficulties. You can see Buzz is telling him what to say, prompting him, right? And to claim that all of his problems are because the council and the police, and Buzz gives him a caravan. Buzz gives him a caravan, like the council gave him his own place. He don't need a caravan. The problem isn't the council. The problem is these cuckoos that come in his flat and take all his money. He needs police protection, or he needs moving to another council property, right? But then he's convinced. Then Buzz has no idea and no understanding of how complex people with mental health, learning difficulties, and drug addictions is. Claiming he's got him off drugs in 3 days, he's clean now, and gets the fucking poor guy to walk into alcohol services or drug services.
It wasn't.
You
It
give
wasn't
Shady
3.
money.
And
You
he's
give Shady money.
Right. It wasn't 3 days. It wasn't 3 days. He's just lying. He's just lying.
Henry, come on.
He's
Henry,
saying
don't
3
shout.
days.
Henry,
He's lying.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
don't
but he's
shout,
lying.
Henry.
He's lying about integral things. He said
Don't
3
shout.
days.
He's
That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie.
He's prompting the guy walking
3
in-
days.
walking
3
in-
days. You said
Yes,
3
on
days.
3 days.
No.
Yes.
Lie. Lie.
He's prompting the guy to walk into alcohol
Lie.
services. These people are professional, trained people who understand complex issues. He's got him to walk in there to say, I'm cured, I'm off drugs. You can see the woman starts questioning him. And
Yeah,
then
because he's just a
and
number
then
in
he
there, and
comes
they'll just
out
feed him
to say,
daily methadone. You
then
don't
he-
want your
yeah,
offer when you're on
then he
methadone.
gets him-
Do you know
then he-
anybody who's on methadone?
Yes.
Do you know anybody who?
Yes.
Name me a couple of people who. When you're on methadone, you're on it for life. And that's what you want.
No, look.
You're a customer. You're not a patient. You're a
That's what
customer.
fucking stupid is, man. He's a hypocritical bastard. He's on his own now. He doesn't understand what he's talking about.
I know.
He's
I
a
know. My mate
degenerate.
works in drug services. I've been through the system myself. You're more likely.
He's a
This is-
degenerate.
Look, this is why after he went in there, the guy said they wanted to keep me on methadone. Do you know why that is? Do any of you have any inkling why that is?
Well, we
Well,
all have it in
None of
head.
you
We
know,
couldn't
do
let
you?
her go.
None of you have got a fucking
Right. Well,
clue.
all right. Well, sure. Then I'll answer the question. If you
Why
let me
would
answer
they
the question.
say keep you on methadone? Why would
Henry,
they say?
Henry, let's all know how they say.
Right, because they wouldn't. It's safer to wind you off the heroin in little amounts by using the methadone to control the.
Anything else? Anything else? Not
Well,
just
it could be.
safety. What else? What else?
Could-
The main reason. Tell you're as clueless as Buzz. You think he's off drugs in a week? The reason
10 days
why,
it was,
I'll tell
wasn't
you
it?
the reason
Not
why.
3 days.
I'll
Not 3
tell you
days.
the
10 days.
Actually.
I'll tell you the reason why. Yeah, the reason why they wouldn't want somebody just to quit in a week like that is because you're more likely to go back and relapse.
Yeah, but he's been on it for 25 years. So what they're doing, when you're a drug addict for decades,
Yeah, look,
and they give you
yeah, well,
they
shit.
give you drugs to control it for decades, then
you're
they're not
less-
really doing a job, are they? They're just they're just a service.
You're
They're a
less-
service to
Well,
cope
tell
with
you
your
what,
addictions.
well,
Do you want
You're
to hear from the
less
fucking
like-
horse's mouth? Yeah, do you want to hear from the horse's mouth, Crinkle? Crinkle,
You're
have you ever
less-
been addicted to heroin or crack cocaine or any kind of drug that gives you fucking
Yeah,
that kick?
yeah,
Have you
he's
ever-
addicted to crack.
Look, you're less
Right.
likely to relapse and go back to your old ways
He's on crack.
if you're weaned off that slowly. If you do it like Buzz made that guy do it, you're
But
far
when you've been
more
on it for
likely
20
just
years,
to
I
end
think
up
you're
back where
slowly.
you were. And
How,
at the
Stop
how,
end of the
shouting.
look at you.
Anyway,
Slowly,
Lolita-
evolution happened quicker than the
Yeah,
fucking amount of
because-
time it took
yeah.
them with him on his methadone, man.
Yeah, and
Listen,
you know what? At the
you
end
aren't
of the
kidding
video,
no one,
Buzz
yeah.
has got a cheek. Yeah?
Scientifically,
Buzz has got a
Crinkle,
real fucking
scientifically,
cheek. Listen, he's
had a
got a real.
fucking edge on me. But this conversation,
He's
yeah,
got a
you
real
ain't got a
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo on me, mate.
You know what?
I've
He's a
been there in the
degenerate.
darkest depths of the
Buzz has got
fucking
a real
alleys,
cheek. Do you
mate.
know why?
You have not got a clue, you cheeky little bugger lugs. You are now telling us that you know best how to rehabilitate people from drugs. Listen, my friend, right? I was addicted to Class A drugs for years. About 5-6 years ago, I come off it, right? And do you know how I come off it? Do you know how I come off it? I didn't go and get help from anyone. Did I? I done it myself with the willpower. Not everyone has that willpower. They need a help up. And some people just need a little help up. As John did, that little help up. Some people do need the system you're talking about, mate, right? But that system is based on financially being provided by people like him to keep them supported, right? Because without them, shut the fuck up, you stupid ugly bastard.
Buzz knows more about
Just
addiction than
shut
the
up.
addiction clinic.
Let him
Are
talk,
Crinkle.
Henry.
And you know what? You know what Buzz had the cheek to do at the end of the video? He's took this guy from the homeless community, dressed him up, claims he's got him off drugs, you know, and he's still drinking, but takes him back to his old place where he used to hang out. And then Buzz is slagging off all his mates, the other homeless people that also probably need help and maybe on drugs. And he's slagging them off. Like, don't go mixing with them. They're fucking out. They're gonna fuck you up.
This is like this 3-day review. This is like this 3-day statement. This is like his 3-day statement. This is just words. This is just bullshit words.
He's gonna wait in the guy's house, wait till those guys come who take all his money and piss on him and film them. He didn't do that. Buzz is full of shit. He's doing this for the views. He's a fake and a fraud. Let's see in 6 months' time what happens to that geezer, whether or not Buzz gives a fucking flying fuck.
All right, I'll bet you 1 Bitcoin.
What about the other guy
I'll bet you 1
who Buzz
Bitcoin.
claimed to have lost for 6 years?
All right, I'll put a bet on.
Look at
I'll
the
put a bet
state
on
of
with
him.
you. I'll bet you a Bitcoin.
Buzz don't know more than the.
I'm betting you a
alcohol
Bitcoin.
clinic,
6 months.
The drug clinic people.
6 months. You
Buzz
take me
is
bet.
convinced that guy.
Are you accepting me bet?
Buzz is convinced.
Are you
that
accepting
poor
me bet?
guy- Hang on.
Are you going to accept me bet? I'm betting you 1 Bitcoin. 6 months.
That's about 44,000 fucking quid, that, you know, Crinkle.
I know.
I've
got one. That's why I'm
Buzz
betting it.
That poor guy.
No, it's about
You want to win
10,000.
up? You want to win up?
It's about 10,000.
Right. Buzz has convinced that poor guy that
It was 40.
drug
Now
clinic
10.
and alcohol
I think
services
it's less than that now.
are not the right
That's
people.
before the Ukraine war kicked in. That, you know, that's what's done that of the fucking
He's
Bitcoin, the
convinced
fucking
that
Russian
poor
war and
cunt
the Ukraine
that
war.
they're not his friends. The
Wow.
alcohol.
He's still
Wow.
talking. He's still babbling on.
Is he?
Yeah, no one's
Oh,
listening, Henry.
Okay.
Henry, just shut up, Henry.
You hate this Crinkle, don't you? You
Henry, I
fucking
like
hate
your
this.
shirt.
And we all love it.
Look, last
Just
thing.
no.
Last
No.
Christmas, I gave you
The
my
last
heart.
sentence,
Crinkle,
this is what really.
Crinkle.
Really
We don't want to hear your nonsense. We don't want to hear your nonsense. Just be quiet or go.
You don't want to hear it. Look,
Just be quiet or go.
So the last thing is
Just
that
be quiet or go.
Buzz has convinced that poor guy that the alcohol clinic and the drug clinic, the people best served, best out there to
It's
help
the people who make a living out of it.
enemies.
The people who make money out of it.
He's
Don't
turned
Crinkle.
them
Do you think
against
it's
the
wrong
very
taking
people
someone off?
He's
You
turned them
think it's
against
wrong
the very
taking someone
people.
off drugs?
He's turned him against the very people that can
You're
help him.
fucking
Right,
sick
Crink-
individual.
Buzz
You
can't
like
help
me.
him.
Right, okay. Well, when someone, I'm not being funny. When someone asks you a question, Crinkle, it would be customary to answer them. It's not a statement that you just give for like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then when someone asks you, you don't respond. So either respond or fuck off.
Well, why don't you talk amongst yourselves? You obviously don't want me to say anything. So
No.
We just want you to let what I say.
And you below me. I've
See,
been on
whoa,
every drug
yeah,
outlet
once again.
for many, many years. So don't fucking patronize me, you fucking prick.
Oh, goodness me.
Convincing a vulnerable guy that the drug services are more harmful than buzzes. What the fuck? He's put him in more danger, made him more vulnerable.
But
That's
you fund an alcoholic.
Buzz
You
should be
fund-
ashamed of himself for you.
So should you. If that's what you're claiming, so should you.
And as
If
soon
that's
as
what
I
you're claiming,
criticise
because you
what
do
he's
the same
done,
thing.
he's like,
Oh,
he
right.
is
See,
the
once
Nazi.
again, he's not responding to other people on the panel, right? I'm not being funny. If you're not going to respond to other people on the panel, Crinkle, then don't fucking bother.
Fuck me, look at the state of his wall fucking painting there. What a disgrace that is. That's fucking, what kind of colour is that? Like a mint yellow, mint green, and how big's that?
Well,
It's fucking smaller than the fucking iPhone.
I'll tell you a story about that wall. He used to pawn bomb on a regular, and he used to use disguises, like software disguises, and he used to turn that camera 10 degrees to the right, so you wouldn't get that backdrop of other stuff, and he'd leave that green wall. And as it turns out, I screenshot him with his disguises, and him as him, and guess what showed up, and what it was, that back wall. The dog cunt didn't change the colour of the back wall, did he? And that's how he got caught out positively ID'd as
he's not as clever as he likes to make out to be, you know. Now, Dom, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'll give the kid some credit, right? He has got a bit of scientific knowledge, right? I do get that, right? But it's a way he portrays it to people like us, who he classes us as dummies, don't understand what we're talking about. Of course he's gonna get fucking ridiculed for it, because let's face it, you know, who the fuck is he to judge us?
Thickos, he calls us.
He's a professional antagonizer.
What do we call him, Walshy? What is he? Degenerate.
Even if he
you've had his life. And everyone's had his life. I just thought I'd get involved in it because I don't like the way he put. Like, look, in my opinions, might come across a bit like loud and boisterous and X, Y, and Z. But honestly, mate, lads and lasses in the chat, this man needs. He needs a taste of his own medicine. Look what he's done. He's got up. He's walked up the screen now.
Oh
right?
no,
If he's done anything,
Chris the Brick, he hasn't. Well, he walks out the room, so you see him, then he crawls back in. He comes under the table. He listens.
I only went to make a cup of tea. Fucking hell.
did you fuck
You've
a
been
cup of
under
tea?
the
Doesn't
table
matter that
listening.
quick, man.
Look, the steam coming out of it, bro.
Never mind you fucking advertising Mike Ashley, right?
I know, Fat Mike's. What are you doing with Fat Mike's cup?
You know what?
Right off the wall.
You know what? To me, here's a great analogy for that bus video. What he's done is put a sticking plaster over a broken leg and then displayed this thing saying, look,
What have you ever done for anybody?
Look, he ain't done him any favours, though.
Answer the question. What have you ever done for anyone?
Well, I come on here to encourage people to think about other people and not put them in, you know, at the
You're an antagonising bastard.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Crinkle. You come on in, you wind people up.
No,
you also wind people's wives and husbands up.
The reason why I came on these panels to begin with is to stop the
because
spread
you're a
of
paid
medical
actor.
misinformation.
And do you think you've done that? Do you think you've done that? Do you think you've done that?
Well,
I've had no jobs and I've never had COVID.
Well, so what? It doesn't mean, you know, you're not
can't
putting
you
people's lives
fuck
at great
with most
risk.
people, man. Right? Keep it to yourself and stop trying to push it
Crinkle.
on people.
But
You've
like,
got your
I keep
opinion, that's fine.
Well, you know, it's just thinking about other people. So don't tell me I don't care.
Yeah, but
I care more about that poor cunt than Buzz does.
Right.
See that? See that there? Well, what? Poor cunt.
Poor cunt.
That tells us how much you
He's
think
a
about
poor
him. You
cunt
just
now.
called him a cunt.
Well,
a cunt.
You know,
you are not as fucking clever as you
don't
come
take
across.
things
You
too
think you are.
literally. Come on.
You've got
Poor guy.
A lot of people in this chat, right, that heard that word
poor
would be
guy. You can't
disgraced
label
by it.
someone like
And
that,
if you
you know.
called me a
No,
poor
no.
cunt, that would be you're degrading that man, right? Call him a poor cunt, right? What have you ever done apart from lure vulnerable people into being your associates in your porn bombing antics? And what does that get you? But a cheeky little laugh at the end of the night when you curl up in your room with that green wall behind you.
I'm wrong then about that guy, or
I think you're so fucking wrong, mate. That's my opinion.
Every time he successfully porn bombs someone, a little bit of cum comes out.
What's that got to do with Buzz's thing? You know what I mean? Like what he's doing to a vulnerable guy. Andrew J was crying the other day saying,
"Fuck Andrew J, boozing all on himself, man.
Wait a minute.
You sponsor his addiction."
Yeah. No, look, Andrew J was saying how in trouble he feels and deep and, you know, fucked up in the head, mental health, addiction issues. I said to Akash, why don't you ring Buzz, get him in here, and he'll be better in a week. Let's add a
Why
video.
Arkash was on the live with him and he
Andrew
fucking
Day
handled him
knows
very
better.
well.
He
He
knows
was a
better. I
very
know
good
better.
fucking.
Any
He was a very
addict
good
who ain't
fucking
got learning
listener ever.
difficulties.
Where the fuck were you? Where were you when Andrew was in need? Like Arkash was on a live with him by himself, talking to him, trying to fucking calm him down. X, Y, and Z. Where the fuck were you? Where the fuck was all these other trolls there?
I was
And you're
actually the
giving it the
first
big
one on.
licks. The
I
big
was-
licks, man. Yeah.
I was- Now who's being a child?
Me, I'm a mate. You won't meet a bigger baby than me or a bigger bell end than me, but I see it from the fucking heart, mate. I am what I am, right? I am what I am. You will never change me or convince me anything differently, right?
I know.
You have only
I know
made
that.
me prove.
That's because you're blinkered and you're not willing to listen to anybody
No,
or
not
look at
you.
any evidence.
Look
You
it,
think
look
you
it.
know it all.
No, look
I'm
it.
the
I'm
opposite.
fucking blind, mate. I'm blind, right? I've got
Yeah,
any
you
blinkers.
are. You're mentally blind.
I'm mentally ill as well. I'm mentally ill as well. I do you want to start judging me on that as well?
Anyone
Do
who's,
you want to start going
anyone
to the
who's been
personal opinion
involved in
about this?
addiction
Do
at
you
all
want to start going to
in
the
their
personal
life,
opinion about me?
well,
I hold down a full-time fucking job. I look after 4 kids, right? I have my own livelihood, right? I was addicted to stuff. You cannot tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to this scenario. Science, fair dues, you've got an edge on us. But
So you
now
think-
you're
so you
backed
think
into the
us-
fucking corner.
So you think what I'm saying about that
I don't
guy?
even know Buzz, man. I don't even know Buzz, right?
Oh, so
I know
why,
Buzz as
why are
much as
you
I know
arguing
you.
then if you don't even know the video? Have you seen the
Because
video?
listen, I do know that what I have saw over the last 8-9 weeks about you and him, my opinion based on that, right, tells me that you're a bell end and he's trying to do good, regardless if he's getting money for it. So fucking what? You're jealous he's got 76,000 subs. That's
No.
what it's about.
I've got 500,000
Well,
subs.
ask Crinkle
Well, then
where he got his first. Ask Crinkle who put him up on a pedestal and got him his first channel up and running.
I couldn't care less what he did.
Who was it? Who was
did
it, Crinkle?
Who
Who
did
was
it?
it? Who was it, Crinkle? Answer the question, please. Who was it?
Well, he did a
Crinkle done
raid
it.
and started.
Who was
off-
it? Say
I'm a
them,
virgin
say
to
them
YouTube. I
words.
don't know
Who was
this
it?
information. You fucking like
doesn't mean
me.
I have
Who was it?
It doesn't mean I have to agree.
Woof woof.
Look, I've been involved in addiction clinics for my whole life. Yeah, it don't mean I have to agree with some pathetic
Well, as a
videos.
volunteer,
Look, as from all different angles, yeah, you name it, I've been involved in it, right?
1, 2, Buzz is
Just because
coming
Buzz did
for
a raid
you.
on me and got me
3,
100
4, he's going to
subscribers.
snap your jaw. 5, 6, time to play some tricks. 7, 8. I think it's fucking great. Because
about
9, 10,
serious
Buzz
issue
has
here.
got you again.
It's supposed to be a serious issue, not a little
No, it's
kid's-
fucking not, man. It's not. It's not.
Well, you
Just
lot
because you
sure.
want it to be now, just because you want it to be a serious issue now, right? You want it to be serious, right? You go
Well,
away
it
from
is
your hands,
serious.
put your thumb in your mouth and sit in the corner of the room and suck it
It
and
is
rock on it, right?
serious.
And realize you've been humiliated. Bellend.
Addiction is serious. Addiction is serious, bro.
Yeah, but if you're turning around and saying Buzz is doing bad by this chap, can you tell me why you sponsor someone?
Basically
Why
trivialised
do you
some guy's
sponsor
addiction.
someone that has an addiction, has an alcohol addiction? Why do you? It's a question. It's not a statement for you to make. It's it's an answer you got to
I
give.
gave him
Why
money
do you?
to buy food? Buzz gives this geezer money to buy haircuts, shoes, whatever. He's sponsoring.
Where do you ever go on and give Andrew J cuddle and
Buzz-
actually sit with him and actually talk to him and
Buzz has
be a
ju-
human
yeah,
being?
he's done some good by taking the guy away from his surroundings, taking him on holiday, doing some stuff with him. That's great. I like that. But to
See how he
claim-
contradicts
to make-
himself.
to make the claims, to make the claims he's been making and then convince the guy that alcohol services ain't good for him and the drug services with all their psychiatrists and expertise, yeah.
Money.
And then trivializing drug addiction like he's cured now in a week. Like, I'm so special. Look at me, Buzz. Love it. Getting all the love in the chat.
See how
As
it's
soon
moved
as-
from
as soon as I
3 to 7
criticise,
days.
he banned
Chat,
me.
chat.
because I
Chat,
questioned.
remember, it was 3 days at the start of this conversation.
And
Now
you
it's
think
7.
you think he's moral and you're moral for supporting
It'll
that?
move. It'll move to 10 days. It'll go to
You
10
see
days.
what
It
a
will.
wanker
It'll
he's
go to
got,
10
what he's
days in a
doing to
minute,
this
which
poor
will be the
guy.
correct answer.
You can see he's just puppeting him and all. Like the guy's got learning difficulties. He's telling
Henry,
him what to say.
you've just
It's
completely
disgraceful.
deflected away from Welsh's question to you
He should
about
be ashamed.
sponsoring someone
Yeah, go
with
on.
an addiction. You deflected
What do you mean
away from it. You didn't even let
What?
Welshie finish a question.
Well, I gave Shady some money because he told me he's losing his benefits and his landlord wants to kick him out. So I felt sorry for him. I said,
Yeah.
"It's the money."
That was
get
Andrew
some
G's
food."
landlord. I want to kick him out. Not Shady.
Is
Shady's in
there
good
something
fucking
wrong with
contact with
that?
his landlord.
Is there something wrong with
Right.
that?
So
You're
get your
trying to-
facts right.
If you're
You
trying to
No,
make that
Shady
into
was threatened with
it just shows
All
how
my apologies. I'll apologise to Crinkle there. First and foremost, I'm the first person own up if I'm wrong. Not like Crinkle. I was wrong there, right? But I've never seen you around Crinkle. I've never seen you around Andrew G's or Shady's, giving them a cuddle, putting your arm around them, and going big up. All you do is send them money, right? So you're allowed on their panels for the free reign.
Actually,
That's it.
I was the
That's
first
it. It's on the
one in
panels.
there. No,
It's to
when
do with the
Andrew was
panels.
threatening to do himself damage, yeah, and then people are all flooding in there to watch it, I said, "You lot, you want to fuck off? Andrew, go to bed and don't do no more of this stream because you're just getting worse as the night goes on. Go to bed, bro." Who was the only one saying that? Telling them all to fuck off, and Andrew, sort yourself out and go to bed. Who was that? That was me.
And have you heard what fucking Andrew G thinks of you? Have you listened to what Andrew G thinks of
telling
you?
him to stop bitching out, yeah, and picking up the bottle like the easy pussy way out. Sort yourself out, bro. Everyone
You need to pick up a paintbrush and sort that back wall out, mate. That's what you need to do.
Well, if you know, you know. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Know what I mean?
talk amongst yourselves, man. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, you should have changed the. You should have changed the color in the back, shouldn't you, Crinkle? You were just lazy. You were lazy, Crinkle.
Well, don't listen to everything Buzz.
That's twice you've said that tonight, Crinkle. The truth's coming up, bunny lad.
Well,
avoids the question. Like
there's
he
a
always
reason
does.
why I did it on purpose.
He's a politician, isn't he?
Yeah. Don't believe everything you see on the internet, especially if Buzz.
So how many days? How many?
Somebody
Crinkle.
said it nice the other day. Buzz could feed the world with a single slice of bread. That's how he makes himself look on these videos. It's fucking. He should be ashamed of himself. What he's trying to convince that guy that they're not helping him. The council gave him a flat, for fuck's sake. And Buzz is slagging off the council and he gives him some dusty old caravan thinking he's solved the problem. Even if he paid for a private hotel, if them people find out where he's staying, he's going to get the same treatment.
Tell you what, Crinkle, there's a challenge for you. There's a challenge for you. As easy as you say it is to do what he's done, you fucking do it. You document it. You prove that it's easy to do what he's done. And then you shut the fuck up then.
Easy it would be to convince the drug
honestly, you know, if I could, I'd reach for the screen and snap your fucking teeth.
Do you know how easy that would be? Come with me. I'll put you in a hotel for a couple of weeks. I'll get you a haircut, buy you some clothes, give you some food. We'll go fishing and just tell everyone you're off drugs and go into the alcohol place while you're at it and tell them I'm better now and I don't need your help. How easy that would be. I mean, come on. Buzz ain't really helping him, is he? Come on. He's put a sticking plaster over an open heart injury. I mean, that's how bad that's how ashamed he should be of this. It's disgusting, really. He's taking advantage of a vulnerable person by doing this shit.
Can you hear yourself, mate?
Buzz ain't trained in nothing to do with this. Buzz didn't even have his own addiction. Buzz ain't had an addiction, you can tell. He don't know nothing about
you filling your satchel with sandwiches and going around on your scoot giving out sandwiches and drinks to homeless people.
Oh, look, I
know nothing about Buzz and all this.
But I help them in an honest way. That I can't really help them. They need to help themselves and go and see the professionals. I'll give them a few quid. I ain't going to pretend on camera that
The
I'm solving
professionals,
someone's.
professionals who have never been addicted to drugs and don't understand, can't comprehend or associate
Well, you're
or have
wrong,
any
actually.
kind of
Well,
empathy with
no,
somebody
you're
that has
wrong.
been
No,
addicted to drugs for years, right?
most people who work
No,
as drug
no, 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 no,
counselors
no, no, no.
are
This is my 2
ex-addicts.
minutes, right, Dickwad? This is my 2 minutes, right?
Most people
Not
who work
most of these
are
people are.
ex-addicts.
No, they're not.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they're not. You're a fucking
Yes, they
barefaced
are.
liar.
Yes, they
You're
are,
right.
because I've been
So
offered a
you're
job in
telling
one
me
of
that
them.
most of
Yeah.
right, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
And
up,
my
right? If you
friend,
want,
he's one. Everyone who treated me in there,
Shut
they
up,
were all
Crinkle.
ex-users, man. What are you chatting about? All of them.
Shut up,
There's the
Crinkle.
psychiatrists aren't, but they're professionals in their own right to do with mental health, and they can prescribe drugs, and they're nurses in there. But the
more
counsellors in there,
drugs. Exactly the problem.
most of the
Give me
counsellors
drugs to
in
get
there,
off
they're
drugs, and when they get off
ex-users.
them, when they
And
fucking
Buzz
want
goes
you
in there
to.
claiming he knows more than them and he can help him more. Tell him you're
Well,
better
he's
than.
he's not actually claiming them all more. He's
If
actually
I
putting his
saw that,
narrative on
if
what
I
he
saw
thinks,
him come into the one
what
near
he
me, I'd
believes
tell him
is
to
best,
fuck
right?
off.
And has he proven to be wrong? That man looks 10 million
Right.
times
Well,
better than he
let's
did
see. Let's
day
see in
one, right?
6 months if
He
Buzz has
actually
still
looks
got
better
it
than
back.
you do now, mate. I think you could do with Buzz's help, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Let's see in
Oh,
6
yeah.
months.
You could. He has
Buzz
his
still has his
binges. He
back.
does. He has
Like-
form for having binges.
Let's see, because the alcohol place or the drug clinic will have the guys back in 6 months. Let's see if Buzz will, because he's took him away. He's took him away from them.
Arcash has just give you a bet
So
there,
we'll
Crinkle.
see.
He fucking
Buzz has
didn't
got a
take
big
it.
job
One
on his
Bitcoin,
hands.
right?
And then
I'll
Buzz is
Bitcoin.
slagging off
bet you
this
one
one.
Milky Bar and one Where's Wally book. That's all I've got. I ain't got a
Then
Bitcoin. I've
Buzz
got a
is
Milky
slagging
Bar
off
and a
the
Where's
other
Wally book.
homeless addicts. He's slagging them off like they're the worst people. You know what I mean? Like they're the same people that also
Like you're
need
doing to all of us, yeah.
Like-
Telling us we're fucking don't know this, don't know that, and you expect us to take your opinion on board as valid
I know.
information.
You believe we live on a
Crinkle,
globe?
you
want us all to
are
get
the
vaccinated?
biggest hypocrite on YouTube. That's why I love you,
think
but
asylum
that's why I
seekers,
will
all these
fucking
immigrants should
out
be-
my YouTube.
I can just see past the gimmicks. The gimmicks.
You can't see past your nose with them glasses
It's
on,
all
mate.
gimmicks. Buzz is just
Degenerate.
gimmicks. It's just loads of gimmicks, right? And everyone's just buying into this thing like he's some fucking miracle worker.
Degenerate.
It's pathetic and it's sad. It's sad, really, that he's convinced this guy not to go to the place that can help him the most. He should be ashamed of himself, really. He should be encouraging him to go in there and supporting him, not turning him against those people.
Go on
And
there,
the
take
council. I mean,
Go on.
come off it, man. No, it's not right, man. It's not right. It's not moral to do that to somebody.
A life into your own hands.
You
You're
know,
actually
Buzz, it's all
encouraging
about
someone.
the clicks. That's all he's interested in and
Couldn't
getting
know.
money out of it. That's all he wants.
Right.
Fucking
So
ridiculous.
what does it bother you? Because you obviously are very well off, Crinkle. We all know you're well off enough to even be bothered
Why
about him.
does
I
it bother
understand
me?
what
Because he's harming another human being.
No,
That's why.
you're harming
I
other
give
human
up.
beings.
I
You
actually-
are
I
a
ha-
harmful
I happen-
specimen.
I
You're the
happen to give a
fucking
fuck.
one-celled organism, right, which is developed in multiple cells across YouTube, right? You now have other people doing your dirty work for you, right? Because you are that convincing, you're that narcissistic, right? You have got that many fucking like borderline personality
How is it
disorders, right? You
narcissistic
think you're
to
in the
care
right
about
order.
a
Yes, you
vulnerable
are.
guy?
Yes,
How's
you
that
are.
narcissistic?
Yes,
What,
you
'cause
are.
I'm
Yes, you
pointing out-
are. Yes, you
Because I'm pointing out where someone's being taken advantage of by Buzz, in my humble opinion, that's narcissistic. I don't think so. He put me on, gave me 100 subscribers. I should be supporting him, and I would be. But when I see that kind of shit, I'm going to stand up and say, hang on a minute. I ain't just going to go along with the Buzz fam just for the hell of it. I'll call it out where as I see it. If he walked into the drug place near me and I was in there, I'll tell him to get the fuck out and let the geezer get help. Not fucking convince him of telling him they're bad and not going to help him. That's fucking out of order, man. Sorry that I care about somebody. But anyway, talk amongst yourselves, man.
No, Chris is gone.
Buzz was dragging, from that woman with no teeth. But then he was slagging them people off, right? like they're evil and all the rest of it. They are the same group of people that also need help. They're probably homeless or on drugs or both. Some of them didn't look like it, but a lot of them look like your average drug addict. Yeah, probably of no fixed abode, maybe in a hostel, also in the same position, same position that guy was in when he started. And Buzz
It's
is
probably
making
not best to be
demonizing
taking
them.
someone out of rehab.
But Buzz
try
was
and rehab
demonizing
yourself.
them like they're the same people. They need help too. What's the matter with him?
I think you need help.
Because the guy's got learning difficulties. He can't speak for himself very well. Perfect for Buzz just to program him and tell him what to say. It's disgraceful.
Like you've been programmed.
Like, and I said, why don't you get Buzz onto Andrew J to help him, Arkash? Because Andrew J's a bit more switched on, and he'd tell him to fuck off. Things ain't that simple. Like, it's cured in a week. Yeah, he's off drugs now. Yeah, that ain't vodka in the Coke can. No. You know what I mean? It just makes me cringe that he could do this to somebody.
Well, don't watch it, buddy. Don't watch it, mate, if it makes you feel like that. Don't watch it. Don't put yourself in that position.
Well, I watched it because...
You can't help yourself, can you? Is that good? Come on! Live my life in the city! Well,
I usually watch things from people that I know, not in person, but know from on here. I'll watch a few of their things, and I was intrigued. But then it dawned on me, what the fuck is he doing? This ain't right. It's not on, man, what he's doing. And Buzz doesn't know anything about addiction and serious mental health. Come on.
I really can't comment. I've never ever watched BuzzTex. So
well, he did a documentary.
I don't know what he's about. So
he did a document. He's trying to make it out like he's helped and cured this homeless guy of his drug addiction, and like everything's gonna be all right with Buzz because the council and the police and the drug services have just let him down. It's completely just full of shit.
Have you ever been let down by anybody?
Well, loads of
Apart
people.
from Zara.
Well, lots of people.
Not nice,
But,
is it?
you know, anyway, I've said I'm not going to keep going on about it, but that's my
that's
opinion.
enough. Let's move on now.
That's my opinion. It's something for people to think about.
You feel better now it's off your chest.
All I saw in the comments is just sort of like people just like mesmerized by the gimmicks and just the Buzz dick riding fam. Like I can't understand it. It's like everyone in there, none of them have got a clue.
Is this because no one likes you no more?
Well, you know, I mean, that's a stupid thing to say.
Well,
I
not
don't
many
care
people let you on the panels anymore, do they?
Well, you can see I've got good intentions. You know what I mean? Like, if you think I'm a bad person, then you are a bit screwed.
You're still porn bombing if you don't get your own way, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you're a porn bomber.
You know what's funny? You know what cracks me up? You know what cracked me up the other day?
You porn bombed again. You porn bombed again, Crinkle. You porn bombed again.
I don't believe everything Buzz tells you. You know what's funny? The other day.
Wow, you're unbelievable, Crinkle. Do you know what? You were talking shit with me for the last 2 weeks, saying you're going to meet me. I told you I was in London. I told you I'd live stream. I told you to follow my live stream. No, you didn't. And what excuses do you give? I haven't got a mobile to follow your live stream. I only live 10 minutes away.
If you was with the people still there with Active Patriot and all his mob, you would have seen me because I'm on his film.
You were watching my live stream. I had a look. You started talking on my live stream 4 minutes. 4 minutes into my stream, you were tuned in talking in my chat. 4 minutes in, you were talking shit on my chat. I told you where I was. I zoomed into the road signs where I was. I was with Antifa, filming Antifa. And just like Mark Kelly, he makes up these bullshit excuses. You know, meet me at the golf club. He turns up at a petrol station. It's fucking nonsense, isn't it?
Walking around Parliament Square.
Akash, it was exactly the same as the golf club with Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly says the golf club. He turns up quarter mile away at Parliament. I said to him, "Follow my live stream." There was no problem with him last week. I'll follow your live stream. I'll follow your live stream. I'll follow this week. I don't have a mobile. Oh, fucking interesting, isn't it?
Oh, let me just say this thing about the porn bombing thing. On Zara B's the other day, right? People won't share a panel with me because of porn bombing, but they're on her panel with her, and she saying stuff like, I want to get Laura's dead cat and kick it around like a football into the goal and play football with her dead cat. And they're on a panel with that.
Well, I wasn't.
And Zara B, like, when we're talking in private, when it comes to her dog, the one that's going to die soon, she's crying her eyes out.
Yeah, can we just go back a second?
To say that shit. And then people sit there, hypocritical, won't share a panel with me because of a porn bomb, but she's saying that crap. What the you know what I mean?
I only can speak for myself.
Anyway, I've got video. I'm uploading it soon of me going up to Antifa, coming back. My own video, Welshie. Looking, where's Welshie? Where's Welshie? Wait, I'm waiting for you. Just
after you knew he was already gone from there.
Wait, I'm already on.
So what's Akash? What's really funny as well? He put a video out. He put a video out with his extra slow motion of him on his scooter. Now that's hilarious.
It was a setup, Welshie. It had to be a setup. Because all the live streams in London that day, only one captured Henry if he was out looking.
Yeah, one. That's what I mean. Of all the live streams that were going that day, he's managed to get this like. He's literally got like right in the corner of the shot, and he's looking alert. He's looking like a meerkat. He's only alert.
It's looking staged like you're posing.
Yeah. Well, what's funny about it is that that's the best footage you can find. It's a super slow mo. It's a super slow mo. I mean, just because
his face has changed.
Exactly. I mean, exactly.
Mass respect. You didn't even have to put your screen on to actually bring us on, mate. That shows how much trust you have in a specky Geordie like me. Thank you for that, bud.
If you were with the real Patriots, Welshie, you would have seen me because the active Patriot walked right up to me.
Akash, it's so weak. It's so weak, right? He has told me for weeks now that I said to him, I'm going to be in London on the 24th. Follow my live stream.
Yeah, I've heard for weeks.
And then he said, yeah, no problem. I'll find you. And he never mentioned that he didn't have a mobile back then.
Had already gone off by then anyway.
A 2 hour live stream. Right, Akash, you can go on my live stream now.
You was already on the way home.
What's funny? You can go on my live stream now. You can go on my live stream, and in 4 minutes you'll see Henry Crinkle talking shit. He says, "I'm coming for you." 4 minutes into my live stream, I immediately zoom in because I'm stationary. I immediately zoom into road signs. I'm next to Antifa. And I zoom into road signs and I say on camera after 4 minutes, well, you know what I am, come after me. And he says, I'm like, I'm only 10 minutes away. And so what happens? You know, for like 2 hours, he doesn't turn up. And when he does turn up, he don't turn up next to me on my live stream.
Well, it's a bit shit for you to go home at 1 p.m. I thought you'd be there at least till late afternoon. He gets there fucking 6 in the morning and goes home at 1. Like, I don't know. I don't get up that early. I
got there at 11:30 and I left there about 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, I asked Active Patriot, where's that Welsh geezer? He knew what I was talking about as well.
Why isn't that on camera? Why isn't that on camera? Hey, why isn't that on camera then? Why isn't that on camera?
Well, he was holding it. I don't know whether he was filming.
Yeah, he's live streaming. It was a live stream. So that was a live stream. So that's a live stream. So that'll be on his live stream. That'll be on his live stream.
Yes.
That'll be on his live stream, Henry. You're lying.
Well,
You're lying.
could be. Well,
So,
you
so,
said
so, so if I go through his live stream now and I clock you, what's the timestamp when you turn up?
apparently I was lying. I even turned up, but that proved you wrong. I've got
We,
more.
well, no, you turned up in London. You didn't turn up where I was. You've been saying for weeks. You've been saying for weeks that you're going to turn up where I am. Not turn up where you decide. Turn up where I am, following my live stream.
Then I'll make sure I'm
How
there.
are you supposed to follow my live stream then for the
I'll
last
get
couple
up
of weeks?
early next time. Then I'll be there at
Yeah,
9 a.m. waiting for you. Right?
Yeah,
Then it'll be a different story.
But you said this last time, Henry, about
Yeah.
the
I don't know
24.
what time he's going to go there. I'm not a fucking demonstrator of.
Akash,
you
I mean, this guy's supposed to be a scientist. You know,
I
such
know. You would know
intelligence.
that you're going to be there first thing on the morning.
I don't
Yeah.
know when these stupid fucking anti-immigration marches are.
Everyone knows
There you
when
go.
marches are in London.
There you go.
I go to protests in London every 4 weeks at least, and the protest is either 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. This is you know, this is the standard time.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, that's just reality.
Do you see how dismissive he is to anyone else's opinions but his own?
Yeah, I've
Well,
debated this
we know
fool
about
for over 2 years.
Yeah, why do you keep following me around if I'm a fool?
I
Because
didn't follow you.
you're great
I follow
entertainment.
I follow these. Look at these lads on the panel. I follow, right? You are just collateral damage,
Works
mate.
is always
Listen,
at them gay protests.
look it. Specky Chris the Brick, right? Me, who I am. I'll put my face up here as well, bud, right?
So
Who
will
the
I,
fuck?
bud.
You Google me. You want to do what you want about me. And do it, mate, right? Crinkle,
was you
honestly,
on
mate,
then,
I'd love to be
Chris?
locked in a
What
circle
drugs
room
was you
in a
on,
pair of boxer shorts, right? See who would come out on top then, you fucking knob jockey.
What drugs was you on? You were saying you was addicted to drugs. Which ones?
You want to know? You seriously want to know, Crinkle? Because I've got no shame in telling you. Look, if you think I've got any stigma attached to what I once was, right, and I'm ashamed of that, am I fucked? Because you know, if I can help
Did I
one
say
person,
that? I was just
at
asking
least
you which
one
one she was
person,
on.
unlike you, shut the fuck up, then you stupid ugly bastard, you.
Stop
If you want to hear my
assuming.
opinion, shut the fuck up for fucking
Tell me
5
what.
seconds.
I didn't ask you what you're rambling on about. I asked you what drugs were you on and how
Right.
long for.
So, do you want to hear, or do you just want to be judgmental? Because
Well, you were
seriously, Crinkle,
judging
mate,
me then. Hang on.
seriously,
You were
oh my
judging me, saying
fucking-
that I'm adding a stigma. No, I just ask you which drugs.
Bloody hell.
right. So, do you want to hear legitimately? And do you want to hear this? Because, as I say, you might not get no benefit. You might get
Stop being
some
judgmental.
pleasure
Just
from this,
answer
right?
the question.
But listen, you don't tell me what to
judging me
fucking do, you dickhead. Listen, I'll do on my own terms what I want to fucking do. I'm not going to be. I am not going to be told what to do by a Mr. fucking McCain's fucking dodgy chip, crinkle fucking face, right? I was addicted to crack cocaine and prescription medications, not
one?
heroin, right?
Which
What one? Well, have a guess.
There's lots of prescription medicines you can get.
No. You weren't on about that, right? You weren't about the class A drugs, right? I was addicted to crack cocaine and I was addicted to Valium. And they turned me into a horrible person, which I realized that the only person that could solve that problem was not anybody else. It was my problem. Nobody else's. Nobody else can solve my problems because nobody else understands my problems, right? Especially not fucking a degenerate like you, right? A fucking interbred like
you. Kind of agreeing with me that
so,
Buzz is not in a position to
now
solve anyone's
I
problems.
have beat what I beat through my own fucking means, right? Regardless if I may have needed help, Crinkle, yes, but I didn't take it. I didn't need it or want it because all that would have made me was vulnerable of another circumstance, another fucking drug, another whatever. Now, mate, I love me weed as I always have. I've been passionate since I was 14 years old. When it was solids, quality gold seal, we used to call it tack. Solids
How
back
many
then.
blues did you used to do a day? What was your dose you use? Maximum dose you used to do on them?
Well, back then, Henry, right? Blues were like still legal to buy, still legal to get from chemists. You can't get them now because they're yellows and whites, right? Now blues are 10 milligrams, and any blues you get are snidies, right? telling you that now.
Oh no,
Off
they
your
give them out
experience.
from the doctor.
Not blues, they don't. They'll give
Yes, they do.
yellows or
Yes,
whites.
they do. I'll show you
Yellows
my
or whites.
prescription, mate.
Yellows or whites. Valium are coming 3 different colours, right? Shut the
They
fuck
still
up and
give
listen
you
to me.
blues if
They
you're
don't give
on a
you blues, they give
Yes,
you
they
yellows
do.
or whites. Whites
Yes,
are 2
they
milligrams,
do.
yellows are 5 milligrams,
Well, in
blues
London
are 10
they do.
milligrams.
In
Blues
London
are
they
now
do.
obsolete from the
No, they're not.
chemical, from the pharmaceutical.
Okay,
Yes, you're on England, mate. Yes, you're on England.
I'll show you a
Yes,
box
you are.
right now with a date on it.
Yes, of course you will, because it would have come from India, you fucking crep. You
No,
crep.
that's from my
This is how
doctor.
fucked up you are. You will sell me a box right now.
Well, show us then. Let's see.
I'll go and get the box. Yeah, all right.
Hey, go on then. Hurry up.
He's
gonna
got them from
have
India.
to
Some bloke he's been emailing, of course he has, and you get white ones
Yes,
as well, of
these
course.
Go
are
get the box
my
then.
Listen,
doctor,
Crinkle,
bro.
Then
man.
go
You
and
can't
get the
tell
box
me.
and show us.
Don't
Every
pull the wool
time
over my eyes, mate. I know what's Woolworth.
Right, well, I'll show you then. Wait there. I'll go and
You
get
haven't
it.
got none.
I'll
He
go
hasn't
and
got
get
any.
about 10
He's lying.
Oh, wait there.
If he has got blues, volumes of blues, right, that's Snideys, and he's bought them, and they kill
gone in that
people,
cupboard.
right?
Doctor,
They're
you
not
mug.
pharmaceutically prescribed in
Yes,
this
they
country no
are.
more.
You're so
Look it
thick,
up.
man.
Look it up.
He's in the
Blues.
cupboard to the
Blues
right
are
of the
10 milligram
screen.
tablets.
Can't you, Crinkle? Where that little black towel is, or whatever it is, pinned on your wall.
Wrong in about 2
People in
minutes.
the chat,
Let me get it.
people in the chat, people on the panel, right? Fuck Crinkle, right? You tell me, right? If anyone's ever been given prescription medication, because
Yes.
now it's more like fucking pre-gablin or
I'll
tomazepam.
prove you wrong, bro. So
You prove me
shut
wrong,
the fuck up.
Crinkle. You couldn't prove me wrong, right? On a subject like this, mate. You are an illegal drug supplier. If you have got blues that are 10 milligrams there, and they are not prescribed from a chemist, why the fuck would you have them if they are, unless you are on them yourself? And they would be in a yellow form or a white form, right? Not in a blue form, okay? That is what I'm saying to you. They are not in a blue form no more, which was a 10 milligram tablet, a dosage. They are now in a 5 milligram and a 2 milligram because people were taking abusive fucking natures to 10 milligrams and they were doing dangerous things to people. Hence why you get people on these fucking new things from America. America imports all this stuff that we can't get now because their pharmaceutical companies have lax laws on these kind of fucking things. Like, again, not very fucking intellectually savvy, right? But I know that this is fucking bullshit coming from Crinkle's mouth. Just another piece of it. Oh, well done, Crinkle. Where the fuck are they? I can't believe he was actually saying I'll sell you the box now. This shows you how fucking degenerate he is, right? You know, it shows you how degenerate. I'll sell you a box right now. Got the air fryer on, man. The air fryer's on. I've got fucking onion rings in there with a few burgers for the Ben.
Big up JPM. Yeah, fucking. I haven't seen blues for a long time, but I know that there was a dispute when Roche were the only company that were allowed to make the blue ones anymore.
You used to get them called Ministry. Used to get certain ones because they were called Wilshires, right? Can you remember them ones?
No,
Oh,
I only ever had Roche ones.
That's my second name, mate, right? Look here. And again, I used to fucking think it was big and clever taking stuff like that back then. I realised that it fucked my life up badly. I managed to get out of that hole, mate, right? And look here, I've got no shame in what I was and where I'd been because I've now admitted and been to rectify my life, right? People like Crinkle want to sit and tell their side of it that they know best in X, Y, and Z. When realistically, fair dues, he had a bit of a backbone in science and he sounded a little bit more cleverer. But now what he's doing is he's showing himself that he's an enabler. He's an enabler, giving people money who are addicted to alcohol and offering to sell people who are once addicted to Valium. I'll sell you a box now. Come on.
Yeah, that's bad, that is.
It is in my eyes, mate. Again, anyone that hasn't been in the circumstances, I don't expect them to understand, and they can judge all they want. Fair dues, their opinions are all valid, but Crinkle is just showing what kind of fucking strength he's coming off there, like lads and lasses. It is, and honestly, I've got nothing personally really against him, right? Personally, but his views now, what he's putting across, tell me that he's a proper bell end.
Sorry, Chris, I can't help laughing.
That's me air fryer. Sorry, lads. That's me air fryer.
While she's snoring and I've turned his mic up.
Yeah, it's my dog.
Good old Wes, he.
Yeah, he's snoring. He is.
Where's
Can't stop
Crinkle
him.
with his volume anyway? I'm clucking.
Brilliant. Oh, I don't know where Crinkle's gone.
Hey, Ministry, I apologise, you know, mate, if I've been a bit of a fucking a bit of a bell end and all in the panel tonight, mate. It's just that got a bit passionate and
alright,
close to
man.
my heart. That there, you know, when he started talking about he knew what he was doing about drug addiction and stuff like that, it just got a bit personal.
That's what it's about, coming on and saying your piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I've got massive respect for yourself and that, mate, and fucking Welchie and fucking Arkash and anyone else in the panel and the chat. Look, honestly, I'm not here to push anyone's buttons, right? But when buttons are being pushed, I just feel like I've got the right to actually push them back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I get called a lefty sometimes for the way that my chat's pretty chilled. But I like to keep the the live chat more moderated than the panel, if you know what I mean.
You do a very good job.
I don't like people like feeling they can't come in and because they're going to be fucking bullied in the chat or whatever.
This is where I like to think that I can. Again, I'm not actually being an advocate or anyone or for people, but I'm very confident and I love putting myself in uncomfortable positions because it makes us grow as a person. Hence the predicament I was in years ago. Doing that now, and lads, lasses, people chat panel, I've done what I've done off my own back, and again, what Crinkle's saying, it's his views, his opinions. He's not wrong in being in voicing them. What he is wrong in is actually trying to enforce them and make people believe what he thinks is fact, is the norm, is what should be, when realistically he's only on one level playing field. He isn't on every other one. Hence why I wouldn't argue with him about science. I just wind him up a bit, like everyone else was, as all Cash was, and as usual, while I winding him up. But when you come over to this mental health thing and the drug addiction, it hit home with me, lads, lasses, and I thought myself, fuck you, you stupid Doylem. Yeah, you want to hear it from the horse's mouth. And I'm open for judgment, like any criticism. I've got thick skin. I have, and that's why I'm still on you, right?
Yeah,
but people like him he needs to be putting his in tonight. He is not comfortable. He's still sitting in the panel, but not saying anything. I'm still waiting for them blues to be brought up in front of us.
Yeah, I think he's like doing a sneaky tippy toe into his mum's fucking tablet cupboard or something.
No, he's getting his crack delivered.
Yeah.
Well, he's not getting me name delivered, the bastard.
He's just getting
hot kettle black time, isn't it?
Someone I've just been fucking bollocked off my last there for going ape shit, right? To come down and cut the internet off before, that's why I went off, right? Because I was going akka with Crinkle, right? So look, I'm getting it in. When I leave here now, right? Trust me, when Krista Brick next comes on a panel visually, if you see me with black eyes and a bus lip, right, it's because of what I've caused in the house. But hey, I'm used to that shit, mate. Pain's nothing. It actually makes you feel more alive, right? But Crinkle's views on shit and views in life, right, they piss me off beyond the point where I'm more than willing to put myself out there and be that person. In school, when you had them questions that people wanted to ask but thought in their head, that's a silly question. I ain't going to ask that.
Yeah.
I was that fucking person that asked that question. And I was.
Yeah, well, you need that sort of balance on panels anyway, didn't you? It's it's like well, she and me bounce off each other because they're always questioning each other.
Ministry mate, as I say, bud, look, I'm now eating an onion ring sandwich out the air fryer, right? I'm chilled a bit to me, mate, because this is me. This is just me. I mean, I'm off work for the rest of this week, you know, but otherwise I wouldn't be up this fucking late. My Ben's got autism, so when he gets up, one of us has to get up. And because I'm not at work, the wife does the runs to school and X, Y, and Z. So it's only fitting that I take my place, you know what I mean? But I mean, for fuck's sake, I just wish that, I mean, he hadn't come up onto that subject because it was so much fun and banter before that. And it's now got a little bit personal and it's got a little bit deeper. Where Crinkle thinks he knows it all, and I know he's gonna have his followers, and now he's gonna have his people, end of the day who think Crinkle's this, Crinkle's that. Of course he is, everyone does, but realistically, I'm just shy. I'm just shy to be me. If people didn't like it, then that's their bad, and I didn't judge them for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he must.
Crinkle, where's the bag?
He's run downstairs in the tower block, haven't he, to bang someone up to get some. He's fucking banging away on some 65-year-old man's door. Fucking now. I need your script. Come on.
Big up the sandwich. Nom nom nom.
Well, well, well. What have we got here then?
3 holes in the ground by the sounds of it.
And look, from one of my many tapers, one of my many tapers, right, from my doctor. There's a packet. They were 10s, right? When you're on 40 milligrams a day, they have to give you blues to taper you down from that. Hang on, there's another one.
Can you just get them from the bloke in the block? Two floors below you, right? Who's addicted to fucking the time you have took to get them. I could have made them in a tablet making machine. You've nothing there, nothing at all.
Doctor, bro.
When did you get them?
Actual tablets.
The chemists
That's
have
the
blue ones.
Tramadol or anything.
If the doctor fucking prescribes
they're strip stools,
30 mils of diazepam, they don't want to give you a handful of yellows to take or whites. They give you a couple of fucking blues to start you off and taper you down. Obviously, they want to give you lower doses. So whites and
this
yellows
is where you're
so
fucking wrong.
I've just read the
Where
article.
did you get that empty packet from? Where did you get that empty script from? Where did you get it from?
Doctor, you mug.
So why has it took you now 20 minutes, right, to go and brand a crackhead 3 doors down from you, right?
Well, because I don't take them anymore. I've tapered off. This is my 3rd time off getting off them. I've been off them for months. These are the...
And the doctor, all joking aside, you would know the doctor doesn't give you blues no more. You're just a fucking liar.
Yes, they do. The boxes are all at my mum's in a bag. These are some of the packet. I've got loads of these, you know. It's hard to see the fucking writing, but these were for 10 mils, bro.
From
so what are called? What's the actual name of them? What's the actual name of blues? The Benji name.
Oh,
Benji name. Oh, because you've just looked at the back of the script that someone's give you.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You ain't got a fucking clue, man, you dickhead, man. You got a fucking Scooby-Doo. What's Tomazepam? What's Tomazepam?
Well, sleeping tablets.
No.
You can't test me on drugs, bro, of this kind.
Well, I just haven't. It took you 20 minutes to get an empty packet, right? You've probably been able to go out in your local fucking... outside in your local community and pick a packet up, man. You fucking dial them.
What's flunitrazepam?
Flunitrazepam?
Yeah, what's that? Do you know what that is?
Does it get rid of the flu?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know then, do you?
No, I'm not going to pretend I do.
What's Tomazepam? Like, that's like a fucking playground question. Come off it, bro.
Pringle, you looked at the back of the tablet when I asked you. You looked at the... We all saw you look at the back of the tablet.
If you wanted to know the like, there's different makers who make diazepam, yeah?
And what's one of them? What's one of them called? What's one of them called?
Well, I just read it out. Accord made them ones. Like, but there's other makes. I've forgotten the brands, but you know,
You remember Wilshires?
the box. One of the boxes is like purple, magenta coloured. So look, you know what I mean. I'm a seasoned vet when it comes to benzos.
You're a seasoned knothead.
I've had to been tapered off them 3 times in my life, and my doctor, because he knows me, and he knows, you know, when I want to come off, I'm responsible. He
Did you sell
allows
them?
me. He allows me to determine what dose I have and when. How?
Well, then he's not a fucking doctor, then, is he?
Well,
He's
that's
a
the best way.
private fucking physician for yourself, you dickhead. Because no one listens to that fucking.
No, the best way to taper somebody off of a drug is to let the patient do the choosing when they want to step down on a dose.
No, it's fucking not. Because you're
Yes,
the medical professional and you should know. This is how much of a dickwad you are.
And have you even heard of the Ashton manual, where she says exactly this? And she's the authority when it comes to tapering.
This was something that's put in the chat that he's actually gathered in his 20 minutes.
You don't even know what the Ashton
He's
manual
got this
is,
on
do you?
fucking Google, yeah. Which
Do you
is
know what
stated
the
off
Ashton
before.
manual is? Do you know
No,
what
I'm sure you're going to tell her.
You ain't got a clue. How long did you come off? How long did it take for you to taper off benzos? How long did your doctor force you to do it for?
My doctor didn't even know I was on benzos, right? I never went to a fucking doctor. You're a weak individual, you fucking spunk bubble. You should have been spat on the ceiling, you, instead of actually going up your fucking mother. You should have been wasted on the quilt or the ceiling. That's what you should have been done.
But that's why you know nothing about what doctors
Listen,
prescribe
okay,
you.
I'm
You
honestly,
didn't even
Minister,
go to the doctor.
I'm going to have to go now because this bell end is really fucking getting on my dick with.
He's saying, I know about what doctors can give you.
If it was his panel, I'd be griefing him, but I've got more respect.
You don't know what the doctor gives out. You just admitted you didn't go to the doctor to taper off. So what do you know about what doctors give you?
She's on all sorts.
You don't know nothing about what the doctors give you. You just said you didn't even
You don't know nothing about what the doctors give you. You don't know nothing, do you? Hey, I'll put my hat backwards and wear a pair of fucking sunglasses and talk like a fucking Raji, you fucking knobhead. I swear to God, I'd love to bump into you in the street, you know, mate. I'd fucking wrap you up like a fucking cotton ball.
That's what they all say, man.
Well, I tell you what, you're from down south. You're obviously from down south, right? I'll tell you what, neutral ground, right? You want to do this? I'll call you right now, right here, right? On Ministry of Fucking Madness's channel. You come to Liverpool, right? And me and you will fucking see it out, you bell and you. Ministry, love you, leave you, bad, I'm out, right?
Come to Liverpool, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come to Liverpool. Waste all that energy just coming to see some random idiot on fucking YouTube. Seriously?
You're not an idiot, Twinkle. Well, you are, but don't call yourself that.
No, but he just said, I didn't go to the doctor. And then he's trying to say what doctors do and don't prescribe. What a fucking arsehole. He ain't got a clue.
Do you go to where?
He don't realise how.
Do you go to a normal doctor's or have you got a private doctor?
Do
you have a private doctor?
No, I've got just a GP. And it shows how childish.
Lucky you, I was a fucking
start offering you out.
They can't agree with the council.
That's what children do. Come up to Liverpool, like, yeah, as if I'm gonna go. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to Liverpool tomorrow. Like, fucking grow up, you fucking idiot, child, man. You know what I mean? Don't know anything about it. Then do you know what temazepam is like? Like, I don't know that. Come off it, bro. Seriously. I made diazepam in the lab in chemistry. All right. That's how much I know about it. And I've been addicted to it 3 times over and had to come off that over many weeks. So don't fucking tell me.
How are you taking it orally or are you injecting it?
Well, orally. So don't fucking tell me. You don't. And for a lot longer than you were and all. About 6 years. Like that's some long time. Yeah.
Was this before you were a scientist or after?
Well, before. Well, I've always been into it. But science, that is.
And drugs.
But, you know, I don't like to say
What
what
about
my
your crack
background
use,
is, but
Henry?
it makes me laugh when these people try
Have you
to
got your crack use
say
under
some shit, and
control?
it ain't even nothing. 6 years, like that purple spliff geezer, he's like that. He's claiming he's like an addict and all that. He was on some drugs for 6 months. And he's going on telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, like when it comes to drugs. Just the same. They do what people accuse me of, just disagreeing for the sake of it. I don't do it for the sake of it. But people like him who's just on and purple spliff, it seems to me that's what they do. Just trying to make out like they know or disagree with me for the sake of it. Yeah, I made the moon, Leslie. It's made of cheese and it's hollow. The moon's hollow. There's people living inside. Yeah, they pop their heads out from time to time, but our telescopes ain't powerful enough to see them. They're in there. They are in there. Do you think the moon's hollow, Ash?
No, I don't.
Purple Spliff, a strange... He don't leave the comments up for long enough. He wants to get them all on and just clicks through them all. You can't even read them quick enough. Come on, Ministry. You have to choose the good ones. Yeah, look. He's a strange one. He's always in kids' parks. Well, I don't know about that, but... And he loves Tony P and Jazzy Wazzy. Yeah, I agree with that. It claims to be some deep guy knowing about drugs. He said he was on it for 6 months. You know what I mean? Come off it, man.
I think that was all right, but I don't know much about him, to be honest. He's all right, Purple Smith.
I couldn't even read that. You flipped through them too quick.
Just read the chat, Henry.
Well, it could be. I've already been asked by local criminals, yeah, to do something similar. But I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Breaking Bad style, almost. But there you go.
I'm over 3 hours. I'm gonna call this one, guys, because
Thanks, Ministry.
Big up, Ministry. You see, you know, I don't want to cause your channel any harm and all that.
That's
I might
nice.
come in here and be a bit of a fucking idiot sometimes, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I always liked you, man. You know.
It's been a good impromptu stream, seeing as I woke up really early. So
What, you got up at 3 o'clock?
yeah, just before I went to sleep early. So I went to sleep about 9. So I was awake at fucking 2:45.
Oh, this thing's broke, man. Oh no.
What's that, your crack pipe?
No, it's plastic penis.
It used to hop around like that. It don't work anymore. Broke, man. Like the feet used to go. It looked quite funny, actually.
Well, you'd be able to fix it. It's only plastic.
Well, yeah. That's the problem, though. You can't take it apart and put it back together without snapping something.
You were about taking yourself on the ISS, eh? And you can't even fix a little toy like that.
You can see
Never
the
had children,
ISS.
have you?
Have you watched it go over the ISS? You can watch it go over. It's like,
yeah, of course.
you can see it. You can look it up on
Google
when it's
no,
gonna.
I don't know. No, if you can,
It's
if you
amazing
can
to see it.
show me the
No,
footage.
it's like-
Get it yourself, and you put it on your channel for me to believe
See,
you.
it's like the brightest thing, and it's going. It's so. The line it takes is just so solid, and it's the brightest thing.
The line it takes is so solid and straight. How many straight lines does it take to make a ball or to make a circle?
One.
Big up, Chris.
Anyway,
No,
sorry,
when you see it,
Ministry.
Look, you can look it up, but you have to be there dead on time.
Yeah, it's not the ISS. We know this.
It is. You can see
You'll
the
claim it
mirrors
is.
on it. You can, if you had binoculars as well, you can see.
Yeah, we've got lots of pairs.
You can see the
Got a big
solar
telescope.
panels. Well, you can see the solar panels, and you see how bright it is. It's unmistakable. It's
the
not
size
like
of
you can't
it's
mistake it
it's the
for an
size of
aeroplane.
it's the size of a football pitch, and it's mainly hollow. You can see through it. It's got gaps. You wouldn't be able to see it from this kind
It
of
reflects
distance.
the sunlight.
Does it
'cause
bollocks?
when you look at it in the dark, it's fake. The sun is shining on it, and you
It's
see
fake. We know it's fake.
Well, the same
Like you
reason you
just
see
said.
the moon. The same reason the moon is lit up and you can see it in the dark. The
Twice
space
you've said
station
tonight
is
that
fake.
NASA was fake. It
No.
slipped out twice. I'm going to go back and I'm going to clip
I
it
meant
if Vincent Vega
I
hasn't done
don't
that
believe
already.
everything NASA. I mean, Buzz says. I want to put him in the same category that don't believe all this porn bombing stuff. Like
And all the globe stuff as well.
the Google algorithm, yeah, when they sense medical misinformation or some wrongdoing on a panel, they create a CGI version of a porn bomber. Do that so the stream goes off. That's their way of doing it. And then they let people like me get the blame because they used my face. It's the algorithms. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Show me the evidence. You know, even the Clippers seem to have a pixelated thing when there's meant to be a porn picture. It's all CGI. Come on. Same.
Right,
same.
I'm going to leave it on the old CGI fucking thing and end it now. Gonna,
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Thanks for having us, ministry, buddy.
Love
you all.
No worries.
Yeah, big up your chests. Peace out, man.
Yeah, no worries, Crinks. I'm going to get some flack for letting you on, but hey ho.
Don't worry about it, man. It's like, let them fucking... I like you, you know, I've always liked you. So peace out, bro.
Good night, everyone.
Take care, man.
See you later. Well, cheers, everyone. Fucking impromptu one because I woke up early. My own fault for going to sleep mega early. But yeah, cheers for everyone who's watching and everyone who's tuned in. Bit of a weird one for me, though. It's the first one I've done this time of night, so yeah, it's nice to see all regular faces in, you know. Cheers, all.